and easy. And look at these rates and coverage options. It's great protection and totally fits our budget.
Ethos. They've removed all the barriers from getting coverage. Go to checkethos.com to get your free online quote. That's checkethos.com. Quote based on a healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
If you like to work with a local company that gives back to the community, Window World is the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. Mark Cox here for my friends out at Window World. What a great product. A lifetime warranty. It covers all the parts, the glass breakage, the labor. You've heard me say that before. And they've been around for over 20 years. They have improved the look and the efficiency of over 70,000 homes in the greater St. Louis area. They have the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. That's hard to get, right? And that's important. They're ranked number one in the number of windows sold in the country by Qualified Remodeler magazine. Call them for a free estimate. Let them show you why they say simply the best for less. New doors, new windows. With Window World, they're now offering 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. 314-993-1800. That's 314-993-1800. Or you can go online anytime to windowworld.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
The White House steers clear. Lisa Brady, Fox News. No comment from spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre on the new charges announced yesterday against former President Trump, adding to a classified documents indictment. Jean-Pierre telling reporters they believe in the rule of law, also declining to weigh in on a potential impeachment effort by House Republicans over Hunter Biden's business dealings. Instead, the president is focusing on Bidenomics, set to give a speech in Maine.
We're going to be able to talk about an issue that matters to Americans, investing in America, manufacturing, bringing good union-paying jobs back to America.
Aboard Air Force One, Jean-Pierre also highlighting the president's climate agenda, but sidestepping a question on why he hasn't declared a climate emergency. Much of the U.S. is under a heat advisory as record temperatures continue.
Hi. Happy Friday.
Thought you were going to say happy birthday for a second, and I was a little worried that I missed something.
Nope, nobody's birthday yet. Brad's is coming up.
Mine's the next one.
Not quite yet.
What day?
The 12th.
12th. All right, keep that in
Saturday,
mind
isn't it?
pre-show.
Yep, it is a Saturday. I was just looking at the calendar today.
That'll be a fun Friday.
All right, today's YouTube live chat poll is asking, is it Trump?
Which is written in big bold letters in my calendar, so we do.
All right, today's YouTube live chat poll, is it Trump versus Biden in the 2024 presidential election? Yes or no?
Let me interject here and say that if you have suggestions of polls that you would like us to run, send them to us in the comments today, and maybe Hannah, you can write some of them down.
Okay.
Because I struggled today.
Which of us?
You can also tag me on Twitter with those poll suggestions.
Which of us have already bought Brad's birthday gift? Hannah, Brad, or Hannah have Brad.
Yeah, has Brad bought his own birthday gift? Yes or no?
I buy myself birthday gifts all the time. And I
Me
tell
too.
Jared, don't worry about it.
It's how you justify big spends. That's what I do.
All right, at 1:25 today, we are going to do Ask Me Anything. So send in your questions on the comment section, and I will be looking for them all show. So anything you would like to ask us.
Today is a really, really big show, though, in a non-traditional fashion.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy.
We have some special guests that we love dearly.
Are we gonna share? We gonna tell?
It's in the. We don't have to, but I put it on the YouTube thumbnail.
Oh, well, then you already know. So we don't have to say it on the air, but we'll tell you that all of our spouses are going to be here today.
All of those of us who have spouses.
Who are married are going to join.
Actually, that's the surprise. Anna's husband is.
I've never met him, but that would be something.
Hey,
it's an arranged marriage.
On stuff about that.
Yeah.
No, my marriage is arranged marriage.
Yeah, Hannah's mom is gonna come today, and
no, she's not.
She's gonna offer a dowry.
She's gonna walk around the office here and go,
How many chickens you give me for my daughter?
How many chickens, Hannah? Or Ryan? How many chickens is Hannah worth?
How many chickens are you worth, Hannah?
Yeah. No, I'm asking you, Ryan. How many chickens is Hannah worth?
You go first.
That's a trap. It's a trap.
Huh? So.
Because I put you at like 8.
Oh,
which
thank
is
you.
really high.
Solid
you.
Yeah.
of chickens.
Yeah.
Man,
you know what? I
could
throw in a
I
cow
could
and a
totally
horse.
change the YouTube live chat.
How many chickens is Hannah worth? No context.
No, just that. You know, that would probably make people who are driving pull over and be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
You know what we could have?
Volunteers to be your husband in the chat.
That's
Yeah,
right.
That's also true.
And you could
Great.
also have a bidding war. Like, you know what? I'll raise you. I'll go to 12 chickens.
I don't know what's
We're
happening.
not
You
on
probably
radio.
don't
A
either.
run on Rural King in the middle of the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, nobody said they had to be full grown.
They bought all our chickens.
Nick's in.
Oh
Nick,
my gosh.
Nick, how many chickens?
How many
don't
chickens,
know.
Nick? Let us know.
No.
Nick.
Okay?
I'll pay with substantial chickens.
How many, though? You didn't say.
Oh my gosh.
One regular chicken is like, oh, okay, thanks. Thanks,
Using a
Nick.
no creeper tag. Thanks. Thank you. So, in reality, Mrs. Range will be here, Mr. Frey, and Mrs. Wiggins.
Mhm.
Did you get her flowers?
I can't. Did you?
Did Brad?
Yes,
No.
he did. I saw them.
No way.
Yeah, he's got a huge bouquet of flowers back there for her.
I will tell you the truth. Half of those are for Mrs. Wiggins. You didn't know that, but we went in.
Ooh, Nick has sent a super chat for $1.99 chicken.
You know
Oh
what?
my gosh.
That barely gets you a McChicken, Nick.
Hey,
Let alone a
keep
Hannah.
that coming, Nick, and we'll work it out.
My mom would be so proud that I'm worth $2.
Yeah.
No. $1.99.
$1.99.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Bidenomics. Times are tough.
Yeah, and your mom doesn't even get to collect tax on that. The government's going to take that. So,
Thank you, Chris.
2 good camels is not bad. I got to say, I'm leaning Chris right now. Although it's going to be up to your mom. I will advise, but it's up to your mom, really. Because all of it's going to her.
Is he talking like camels or cigarettes?
Yeah. We
It
need to
looks like
clarify.
Miss Frey and Mr. Wiggins are already planning to switch clothes today.
Why?
No.
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 Don't say already like this is a regular occurrence. It happened one time.
And
It was
also,
one time.
why?
Yeah.
That doesn't. I'm not.
This is a neat shirt.
It's not as if I walk in every day and like, oh, Ryan's wearing Disney again. Like,
Guys, we are 15 seconds before
You
we're
can fit
in.
in this shirt.
I'm sure I could.
It's a very comfy baggy. When I'm wearing this shirt, I have conceded in the morning. I'll put it that way. It was a choice. All right, are we starting the show? Okay.
Yeah.
Stick around.
Oh, we are.
More to
We are.
come.
No coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Special Counsel Jack Smith bringing 3 new felony charges against Trump in that classified documents case in Florida. One is an additional count of willful retention of national defense information. The other 2, Jesse, are counts of obstruction of justice, more specifically accusing Trump of asking an employee of Mar-a-Lago to delete security camera footage. In this superseding indictment, it also charges a 3rd person in addition to Trump and his aide Walt Nauta. Now, that guy is Carlos de Oliveira, the head of maintenance at Mar-a-Lago, that he's facing obstruction charges related to the attempted deletion of that surveillance footage and charges of lying to the FBI.
So Fox News' Griff Jenkins reporting on the latest charges to Donald Trump. And you might ask yourself, how did we get to here? More charges for Donald Trump. So we're going to rewind the tape. Ryan, rewind. You're so ready for anything.
And I think the fact that this crooked plea agreement they were trying to enter into in court yesterday, the fact that it covered Hunter's relationship with Burisma, Hunter's relationship with a Chinese private equity firm, the fact that it covered the potential for FARA charges against Hunter Biden, it certainly seems like Hunter Biden's legal team and the Biden Department of Justice are deeply concerned about the ramifications of Hunter's foreign contacts abroad, and they were trying to slip this through while nobody noticed and effectively immunize not just Hunter Biden, but effectively the entire Biden family from accountability for all of the things that we now know Hunter and the big guy were up to.
Really? Will Scharf there, who is running for Attorney General in the state of Missouri, really laying it out. He had a really great thread on what went on. Andy McCarthy retweeted him and said, this is chef's kiss. Perfect.
Andy McCarthy retweeted him.
Mhm.
Ben Shapiro read the tweet on his podcast yesterday. It blew up. It was great. That was on Waters last night, by the way.
That's fantastic. Good job, Will. Did you see extra charges? I thought maybe an indictment would come down yesterday in the January 6th case. The January 6th grand jury folks met with the Trump counsel and talked about whatever it is you talk about when you meet those things. But there was no indictment presented yesterday. Well, it would have been a very convenient time for that indictment to come down. I can't believe they managed to get away with this, because more from Will Scharf here on the Biden situation.
The core of the blow up yesterday was the fact that instead of putting this non-prosecution agreement into the plea agreement, as any other prosecutor would in any other case, they tried to hide the non-prosecution agreement, which granted essentially blanket immunity to Hunter for his decade of criminality. They tried to hide that in a separate document that they never expected would see the light of day. That's how you know that they're worried about how the judge is going to treat the kind of deal that they struck. At the end of the day, a federal district court judge sitting in supervision over a plea agreement has a duty to make sure that the ends of justice are satisfied, that the plea agreement doesn't do violence to the cause of justice. And in my view, that's the kind of plea agreement that they struck, and they were terrified, rightfully so, that Judge Noreika just wasn't going to have it. She wasn't going to put up with that in her courtroom.
That's a very good summation of what took place. So naturally, yesterday afternoon, evening, Trump's under more charges. Surprised?
I would expect it. I would be surprised if they didn't have charges against him.
I'm surprised they went the more charges route. I'm surprised they didn't get the J6 indictment in.
The more charges are concerning document
the
stuff,
document case,
right?
yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure that I'm keeping track, because the J6 stuff is what we were all waiting on, and then they said,
You're
we
saying
don't have...
there's too many indictments and charges to
There's
keep
too
track
many.
of?
Well, it's just funny, because this morning I'm comparing the new charges to what's going on with Hunter, because that's kind of the point, right? It's to keep, at least they know, well, we can't control right-leaning news or independent news, but we can at least give left-leaning news something else so they don't cover Hunter Biden, which seems to me like the point of dropping additional charges today.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. I mean, the other side of that is, though, too, I think whenever you start looking at the cases and some of the legal analysis that I've read on the J6 case versus the documents case, it seems to me that they think that the documents case is the case that maybe they can get him on.
Yes.
It's the one that has the best shot. But the timing of this, hey, we got new charges.
And that to me is the point, is the dichotomy between the two. If you compare them, and you went to an average American and took the names away, so take Biden and Trump off the names, and you said one political candidate, it's hard to do because we already know what it all is, but one political candidate who was president still had classified documents that he was privy to. That's his crime.
CNN headline, Trump responds to new charges with a fresh political assault. Subheadline, the detail in Smith's new charges and their apparent implication that Trump brazenly believes he is immune from the rules left many observers shocked.
Wow.
It's funny to me how these headlines always wrap up in emotion. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
That on CNN, it's like, here are some facts and details, which, I think that this is important information. I think that it's real news. I don't begrudge CNN at all for covering that. But the point of what CNN wants to tell you in a headline, that in many cases, I think that they hope that you don't necessarily read past the headline because they have the most control over how the larger narrative is massaged and created and nurtured with headlines and sub-headlines, with the bold-faced words. The whole point of this headline is left many observers shocked. So if you are somebody who's on the opposition to Donald Trump in any capacity, it's important for you to know that this is more shocking stuff against Donald Trump.
Right.
Like, here's another one.
Yeah, and that's the way you're going to remember it is, this is another shocking. You may not even remember the details of the story in a week, but you will remember, there was another shocking thing concerning Trump last week. Was it Russia? I don't know. Was it whatever? Attach the word "gate" to it, and people go, it's a revelation.
Mm-hmm.
Anger-inducing is another good phrase they use a lot.
In other news, I found a job for you.
I thought you might be doing something over there. I don't know what you're doing.
The Messenger. There's a section on the Messenger, and it's called Other News. It might be my most favorite place on the internet for news.
Let me go see this.
No. Get off that. Get off. Stop. I'm going to tell you the story. Just pull up a chair and try to contain yourself. Can we get a chair for Ryan
I need a chair,
Is
please.
there a chair anywhere in this building? How many chairs are you surrounded by right now?
Well, there's a lot of chairs, but they're all stink.
They stink?
Not they don't smell literally. They're just.
Have you smelled them?
You don't sit in them.
What's wrong with that?
They're not good for sitting.
So
which
what
is
you're
the purpose
saying
of a chair.
Is that you're surrounded by chairs that are mocking you?
Yes, it's like having a bunch of pens around. None of them have ink.
Here, you want this one? I got an extra.
No, that's another stinky chair.
I don't think you've smelled it yet. Oops, there. Stupid trash can. Scientists tickle rats to pinpoint where playfulness lies in the brain.
Oh, dang it! This is I need this resource for Babylon Bee stories because I need real ones.
This is real. Understanding the biology driving animals' need to play has so far eluded neuroscientists. Doesn't that make you? There's like a hot pursuit, and they're like, I know what we could do. We could tickle rats.
Have we thought about tickling them? No, but that's your job, Jerry. Jerry's like, oh, okay. I don't know whether to be excited or offended.
Why is the name Jerry so funny? The Messenger says, tickle a rat and it will squirm with something like joy erupting in ultrasonic squeaks akin to laughter. When the tickling stops, rats will often playfully chase after the hand, seemingly eager for more.
Jerry, did it make any noises? Yeah, but if they were ultrasonic, you couldn't hear them.
Now scientists have pinpointed a tiny area of the brain crucial for this kind of play by tickling rats over and over and over in the lab.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the words are right here.
Jerry, did you get his tickle spot yet? Yeah, watch his leg.
I'm not in the mood for a real show today. I'm sorry, folks. Researchers zeroed in on a bundle of nerve cells in the midbrain that seem to control the drive to play, according to a study published Friday in Neuron.
AKA, it's tickle spot.
You know, like when you're tickling your kids or your dog and there's a way you talk to them differently?
Yeah.
How do you talk to a rat when you're tickling it?
Ultrasonic, you can't hear it. That's why they got Jerry. He's the specialist of that.
Quote from Michael Brecht, a neuroscientist at the Humboldt University in Berlin. Quote, it's obviously fun research to do.
Is it?
That's the scientific quote. The first quote in this article. And then he says, quote, play is one of the most poorly understood behaviors in mammals, but my take is that it's something that animals do for their brain to train it. So you're trying to tickle rats.
After this article was printed, they went back to Michael and they said, don't say it's fun. Yeah. The grant people are listening to this. You got to say it's serious work.
Miserable, like science.
Yes, exactly. Talk about beakers and lab coats and stuff. That's stuff that the grant people want to hear.
Will you do a fake news report on this?
Sure. I think we just did.
I think we did.
I'm just going to replay this.
Loads of animals play. Dogs faux fight each other. Young elephants splash about in watering holes. And orcas do belly flops for fun. play is often spontaneous, making it a somewhat tricky behavior to study, especially for neuroscientists. Tickling is a shortcut of sorts, allowing Brecht and his colleagues an opportunity to study the brain during play. Not all animals are ticklish, but rats reliably squeal when rubbed on their backs or bellies. And the more ticklish the rat, the more playful they tend to be.
It's just a great article all around. It was
So
good
happy.
enough to be in scientific journals. It was in the Messenger. It was in Tickling Today.
Mm-hmm.
It covered so many different
Today.
topics.
That was the punchline. Your wife's gonna change her mind.
You know they're listening.
Are they?
All day
Are they
they're
studying?
nervous. They're nervous.
We have a special X's and O's event coming up at 2:00 today, and this is going to be the best or the worst thing we've ever done.
It's going to be insane. Partially because the board is so darn big.
We have, instead of your traditional 3x3 tic-tac-toe board, we have a 4x4 board, and we have 3 contestants coming into play as opposed to the usual 2, and it is our spouses.
Each one of our spouses, so Mrs. Range, Mrs. Wiggins, and Mr. Frey, are going to play against each other in X's and O's today.
And they're real excited.
And it's a massive board. We've done the massive board only one other time, and it was when you guys played against each other when we were on remote once.
Yeah.
So I think we have the rules, which was one difficult part of doing it, but it is going to be chaos in here. I think our kids are going to be kind of floating around too. So
Yeah, like they're all going to be here.
yeah. So at
Should
2
we
o'clock.
should we allow the children in studio for X's and O's?
So-
Is that too much?
So Brad and I discussed this a little bit.
Just the kids that we like.
Yeah.
Okay.
We think that you and I should each pick our favorite, and only that one's in the studio.
My kids are physically hitting each other right now.
And then we have to set up an arranged marriage if that works too. But what we did discuss is that we think that behind me is a big enough area, or behind Brad, one of the two, for a studio audience where they can clap and ooh or ah.
Oh, okay.
To everything that
Do we
happens.
need to have signs?
That
how
that
many
might
of the kids
help.
Can read?
That might help. Yeah.
Ryan, can your kids read?
They're not great at it. They are. Yeah, they're
How old are the
way
youngest?
behind mentally. They're not listening yet, I hope.
You just said they're all listening.
I hope.
These are your words.
My wife is. I don't know that the kids are.
Your children are
I don't know that
very
they're
smart
capable. They won't
children.
even understand what we're saying.
We know
pleasant.
we'll know if they've been listening because your wife's going to walk in here and knock you out when she gets here.
No, the kids will.
You better go get the lion's share of those flowers.
Apparently, pre-show joke. I didn't get flowers, and Brad did for his wife. Although half of the ones that Brad got are mine.
This just did.
This is happening live, so
2:05, we're going to play X's and O's, and all of our spouses are going to be in here to play each other, and we invite you to join us along. It's always a fun way to recap the news of the week. Are the questions... Last week I asked you, I'm like, how would you rate X's and O's? And you're like, I think it's like an 8, 9. I'm like, no, like if it were a movie. Because we were wondering about maybe having some young people in last week. And I was like, G, PG, PG-13, NC-17. What would you rate this one?
It's PG.
Seriously, PG.
There's one question that probably gets into the 13 territory, but may go over their heads.
Okay, that's good. That's like any good PG-13 movie.
But let me say this before we switch topics or move on. This is one of the hardest weeks I've ever created. And I did this, I've been putting questions together all week. Didn't know there was going to be our spouses. So I was doing this thinking, well, whoever walks into this week, they're just going to get bombarded because these are hard questions.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden last night it was like, uh-oh, this is coming together.
Yes, so you're excited about it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's actually kind of better if we don't know all the answers to the questions.
There are some that I almost guarantee you won't.
Oh, I will answer those correctly.
There's enough there that you could.
Okay.
But they're not easy.
2:00 today.
Yeah.
Mrs. Wiggins, Mrs. Range, and Mr. Frey coming in to have a battle, a very fierce, intense battle in X's and O's.
The winner wins Mrs. Range's flowers.
He's just shaking his head no. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, more here on the Annie Frey Show. Send us your Ask Me Anything questions by going to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and leaving those questions there. Hannah's watching them as they come in, and she's going to ask them at 1:25. Needs your vote in today's YouTube live chat poll. Is it Trump v. Biden in the 2024 presidential election? We'll discuss on the show when we come back. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
FoleyDentalGroup.com. When you want to look for a new dentist, or if you just haven't been to one for long enough that you're not even really sure where you used to go, that happens. People put this off. You have to cancel an appointment, and then it gets hard to reschedule. I want you to check out Foley Dental Group. My family goes to Foley Dental Group as well, and we've had an array of issues addressed by Foley Dental Group. One of them is sleep disordered breathing in children. If you have night sweats, if you have trouble breathing, we had headaches the next day because the sleep wasn't good. Insert the mouth guard that we got from Foley Dental Group, and it is making a rapid change. They say it's going to take maybe 60 to 90 days in order for us to be able to see the full benefits of it. If you have issues with sleep yourself, or if your children have issues when they sleep, no matter what those issues might be, I want you to check out Foley Dental Group and ask how they can help you with a mouth guard. Solve some of these issues that maybe you've tried to solve in a bunch of other ways. You can find them online by visiting FoleyDentalGroup.com.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately, helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-987-6122. 800-987-6122. 800-987-6122.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you need a new bath or shower, call my friends at Bath Fitter of St. Louis. Mark Cox here. We love our new shower and tub enclosure. It looks fantastic. No demolition, no mess, and a lifetime guarantee. Right now, they're having a sale for 20% off up to $1,000 or zero interest until 2028. That's 5 years. Call 636-338-1648. That's 636-338-1648. Bath Fitter of St. Louis.
When I met little Ruthie in 2010, she was just 5 years old. She wasn't eating much, she had no school to go to, and she didn't know who Jesus was. In December of 2023, Ruthie will be joining 12 others in the first graduating class of Bethlehem Christian Academy in Zambia, Africa. Hi, my name is Martin Winslow, founder and president of BCA. When you support a child like Ruthie through BCA, you get to join us in being the hands and feet of Jesus. Our mission is dedicated to transforming lives by feeding and educating poor and orphan children in some of the poorest places in Africa and South Asia. BCA's ministry not only provides physical bread to these kids, but also spiritual bread through the Word of God. For just $36 a month, you can help a child have a hope of a better future, but more importantly, give them the opportunity to learn about Christ. You can also join us on a mission trip. In fact, many will be joining me this upcoming December to watch Ruthie receive her diploma. To find out more about how you can help children like Ruthie, please visit bcaministries.com. That's bcaministries.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Summer's just getting started. Still need your air conditioner checked? Schedule your HVAC system check for only $54. This is a limited time offer. For details, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Shows that make a difference. Mark Cox, Brian Kilmeade, Annie Frey, Mark Reardon and Dana Lesh, Heidi Harris, Wiggins America. Where St. Louis comes to talk. 97.1 FM Talk. You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Follow Annie on Instagram at The Annie Frey Show.
Remember, all we did was care for each other, but the night was warm.
first question of the briefing. I know you said not a lot's changed since yesterday, and that it's a personal matter. But from a presidential perspective, is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Well, is there?
I just said no. I just answered. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So Karine Jean-Pierre was asked the question yesterday, is there any possibility that Joe Biden would pardon Hunter Biden? I think it's an interesting question. So interesting, it's probably better than our YouTube poll today. Would you pardon your own child if you were the president of the United States?
Yeah.
Brad?
Depends on what he did, but most likely, yeah.
I would. I don't know that. I mean, I would think that I would. Yes. It depends on.
For the most part, yeah.
I mean, if your son is Hunter Biden and your son did what Hunter Biden did.
Yeah.
I mean, you're almost pardoning yourself if that's the case.
Well, I sent this message to Brad yesterday, and I'm just going to read, because I was having this thought out loud. I hope I made it in a coherent, because it's always voice to text. What if Joe Biden pardons Hunter Biden and himself at the same time, resigns, purposely, so that Kamala Harris then becomes the actual president, which would be the absolute worst thing for her if she has presidential aspirations. She then has to go through an actual primary process where voters don't end up choosing her in the primary process because she's been a horrible vice president. She's not going to be a good actual president. Then the Democrat Party gets to wash their hands of Kamala by way of the voters, not because they ousted her. Joe Biden and Hunter Biden are pardoned, and Gavin Newsom gets the nomination.
So if...
Not that I'm making suggestions.
So can the president pardon himself ahead of time?
Yes.
Okay.
Lots of that discussion. You do not have to be charged with a crime to be pardoned.
That's my other biggest issue with it, is that I don't know that he's going to be charged with a crime. I think it'll just be politics.
You don't have to be charged.
But I mean, for him to want to bow out ahead of time and pardon himself, he would have to think that something was coming. And I just don't think that he thinks, I think he's going to get away with whatever he gets away with.
I don't think he is getting away with what he thinks he gets away with. They're having legitimate conversations about impeaching him. And the country is looking at what's going on with Hunter Biden. It's not about Joe Biden being secure in, the question you have to ask yourself is, what is Joe Biden's future? We're supposed to believe right now that Joe Biden's future is a two-term president, that's the ideal for Joe Biden. If you see the writing on the wall and you know that for a variety of reasons you are not going to get reelected, which I believe has always been the case, and I've been saying it on this show for years, Joe Biden is not going to be the nominee. So there you know my answer to today's YouTube live chat poll. Is it Trump v. Biden in the 2024 presidential election? Annie says no. We want to know what you think by going to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and voting and leaving a comment telling us why. The perceived public version of Joe Biden's future is that he's going to run and win re-election against Donald Trump. I don't think that that's possible, or even, it's not likely. I don't even think it's possible. Hunter Biden is in a lot of trouble. What Hunter Biden is in court for now is not the totality of concern surrounding Hunter Biden.
That is absolutely correct.
I do believe that the only thing that trumps Joe Biden's presidential aspirations, and even more so Jill Biden's presidential aspirations for her husband, is the idea that they could protect Hunter Biden, but also need to protect themselves. And I could see a scenario where Joe Biden, knowing that the future does not involve a second presidential term for him, honestly, I think as much for health reasons than anything else. Like, it's not in the cards. That if you know that that's not going to happen, what do you do with the remainder of your time? Hunter Biden's not, there's no Biden successor to the throne the way there was for the Bushes or, potentially maybe the Obamas or something like that. Who knows? This is where the Biden train ends. And if it's going down without a re-election, with chaos and scandal in tow, and Hunter Biden being just a royal screw-up on a magnitude of levels, what can you do with the time you have left? If I'm Joe Biden, I'm asking myself, what can I do with the time I have left? Because I don't believe it involves a second term. I'm going to take care of my son. I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to do the Democrat Party a favor and step out, because the Democrat Party would like to be able to say that Joe Biden resigned. We didn't run him out. Joe Biden has done so much. How many times have we heard him talk about his legislative record is historical, blah, blah, blah. If Joe Biden makes the, air quotes, autonomous decision to remove himself from the equation early enough that Kamala Harris gets just enough time to blow herself up in the office of the presidency, she's going to be so wildly unliked. They're gonna say, we think the right thing to do here is to make sure that we go through an honest primary and put contenders in. Then you're gonna get Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris hate each other. They were rising above the ranks in California together, and if one person was going for the position, the other one was going for the position. And when they began to part ways and Kamala decided to go Senate and Gavin Newsom decided to go governor, they were able to succeed at peak levels without having to continue to compete for who was going to inherit the next highest position that became available. Kamala Harris gets taken out of the Senate position and put into the vice presidency. If she were to become the president of the United States, it would be catastrophically disastrous for her political career. The House being in charge of the Republicans being in charge of the House makes me, I mean, as far as like comparative to Joe Biden there, I don't know how much worse it could be, but I would almost rather endure a window of time where Kamala Harris gets officially politically taken off the table through a democratic process where she does have to compete in a primary, because they're not going to say that Kamala Harris is the incumbent. They're not going to give him the weird treatment they're giving Joe Biden as the incumbent. She's going to have to compete. She's going to lose because the people chose her to lose, not because the Democrat Party is moving all the chess pieces around, even though. And Gavin Newsom rises in the ranks, and Gavin Newsom becomes the guy who has to go up against Donald Trump. That's a scary proposition for me on the Republican side of the aisle.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the machine definitely moving toward Gavin Newsom if that were to happen. I could see the machine sticking with Kamala Harris, too. I don't know, but it really just matters whether they do or don't. I will say that I
think that the Democrat Party would stand by Kamala Harris?
Possibly. I mean, look they're standing by Joe Biden right now. I mean, he's doing terrible. I think
that they put Kamala Harris there so that to insulate what they needed out of Joe Biden.
I don't. I think that they picked her solely because they wanted to check demographic boxes to get elected the first
time. But there
time.
were better options than Kamala Harris politically.
The other side of that is, too, Ryan, the Democratic Party isn't standing by anybody. They're standing by the office of president. They want that office.
Well, they got to pick somebody that they want to be in there, though.
They want somebody that to be in there.
Pete says what I've been saying also for a long time. Maybe it's not Gavin Newsom. Maybe it's Michelle Obama. I have said that she's the scariest option for Democrats. And I do think that she would run, because I think that she also has something to protect.
I think the most valid reason that he would resign and do this in the way that you're talking about is health. I think there's a lot to be said there.
More than Hunter Biden?
More than Hunter Biden.
You don't
because
think that Joe Biden wants to die in the Oval Office?
No, I think the opposite is true, that because of the legal problems, I don't think he'll want to pardon himself or get out of there. I think he'll want to stay in power as long as possible, because there's so many other things that they've probably been doing that could come out of the woodwork that he might not be able to pardon himself for things that aren't out there yet. But if he stays in power, he'll be able to.
But I'm telling you that if I'm Joe Biden and I know anything about anything, 2024 is where it ends for him. His clock is ticking. And I'm not talking about his internal clock. I'm talking about his presidential clock.
In a normal world, I think you're right. In crazy world that we live in, I don't know that he is done in 2024. But
here's the other thing, though, too. When Joe Biden does this, he gets to go out with he is a family man legacy. He loved his son so much that he sacrificed the presidency and a shot at a second term to protect his son. And that puts this whole aura around him. It ties a nice little bow on the end of his legacy. And once he's out of office, they're going to stop going after anybody in him. They don't care. They're not going to go after Joe Biden like they're going after Donald Trump.
Agreed. But I don't know that he cares about his legacy so much, because he doesn't have, honestly, that much time
I think
left.
he cares about the Biden name more than you can even imagine. I think that is the most important thing to him.
also don't think that it ties it in a knot. I think anything he does, anything that he does will be tied in a bow for him because he's got the machines behind him. So he can do anything.
Not if Hunter Biden goes down and he loses the election. That's a flaming failure. If he leaves under his own terms, he left, he sacrificed his own political aspirations because he's wanted to be president since, what was it, in the 80s when he first started running. He sacrifices that. He did that because his son was in trouble. He realizes whatever, but this is real how a father loves his child. He gets to ride off into the sunset disgraced, but an honorable disgrace, if that makes sense.
Well, sure. I mean, these are the things that I think are true. I think he's not going to win re-election. Joe Biden is not going to win re-election. And the other thing that is true is the family name, regardless of what happens, is tarnished. Scandal and chaos exist. So he has to figure out where's the best place to land between no re-election and we have a lot of troubles, both criminally and politically, on our plate. If Joe Biden pardons, I mean, if he came in and gave a blanket pardon to good Lord knows how many people, I could totally see the left being like, well, he's getting up there in age, and I don't really know what he's talking about. But you still, I mean, when you compare that made up scenario that I'm thinking about to how the Hunter Biden legal team on page 15 apparently tried to slip in blanket immunity for like anything. This is the grandiose version of that.
Yeah, it would have to be because of health, or at least presented as because of health, for it to work. Because I don't think that he could bow out and say, you know what, there's just too much scandal around me right now. I don't think I'm going to make it in 2024. I'm going to pardon myself because of the scandals. I'm going to pardon my son. He's got to say, if this were to happen, that I have to leave because of health, and announce that, and then the day before he's actually leaving office, also do the pardons as like this is my last will as president. Please view me favorably. I'm an old man. I'm nice. I think that I mean, your scenario is not impossible. I just think that he's so far gone that he thinks he will win in 2024. And that's the best route for him to retain power and stay out of jail.
You are ascribing a whole lot of autonomous decision-making to Joe Biden that I don't think he's been participating in for a long time. I don't think that Joe Biden is calling the shots at all.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, I don't either. Like the apparatus that elects people certainly is very much in power here, but he has one skeleton key that he can play, and that's that he can at any time just go to a podium, camera turns on, and he can just keep saying, I'm still running. And they can't stop him from doing that if that's what he wants to do.
Well, they absolutely can. They absolutely can. These people know, everybody in Washington, D.C. knows things about other people in Washington, D.C. When you've been there for 50 years practically, if not in total, what was it, 40? When did he start in Washington, D.C.? I mean,
it's like in the 70s.
There are absolutely people who are protecting people and who are trying to sink people in Washington, D.C. And the idea that somehow or another Joe Biden can't be stopped. Joe Biden, you have to ask yourself, is Joe Biden useful in Washington, D.C.? He is incredibly useful right now in Washington, D.C. As somebody who is being managed as the president of the United States, nobody truly thinks that Joe Biden is in there writing the policies and whipping votes to make sure that he can get done what he's going to get done. Nobody thinks that Joe Biden is driving this ship the way Donald Trump drove this ship, the way Barack Obama drove this ship.
Nor do I.
Nobody thinks that. He's being managed, and he got to be the president because he was willing to be managed.
But now that he's there,
make an analogy.
I mean, he writes his name, he signs all the bills and pudding. I get it, but I still think he has that one thing that he can do, which is just keep saying, "Well, I'm still running."
Well, I'm telling you that the system that is set up that put him there will take him down just like that the second he is no longer useful to them. And we are rapidly approaching the moment where he is no longer useful to them, because the second that he is putting the presidency in jeopardy because he won't back down, people were saying this before the 2020 election, that they didn't believe that Nancy Pelosi all of the sudden was really concerned about shoring up and refining the process for the 25th Amendment, where you would go and address a situation, a scenario where the president, the people were like, oh, there's another way they're trying to get to Donald Trump. They were running out of time to do anything with the 25th Amendment to Donald Trump. It wouldn't have even been politically expedient to go through that process. There were a lot of people who were saying they were doing that because they knew Joe Biden was going to win. And if he did win, they were going to need to make sure that they had that system in place so they could apply it. There is not a doubt in my mind that everybody in Washington, D.C., that is in the operation of the big D Democrats, that they wouldn't employ the 25th Amendment, join everybody's obvious 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 2 brain cells to rub together, that Joe Biden is not mentally prepared and able to handle the office of the presidency. It is an asset to them, but that clock is ticking. And I think that they would, on a dime, turn around to ship him out. And if it ruined Kamala Harris's chances of having to be the inherited nominee for that process, I think that's a 2 birds, 1 stone opportunity.
I think I 99% agree with you.
Which is the 1% that you don't.
It's just that one thing that he's got, which is that he can just trot out in front of a camera and just keep going.
Trot.
I'm still here.
Scoot.
You know how he runs. He shuffles up there.
Does he still when was the last time he shuffled? I mean, like, run shuffled or dance shuffled, because that would be so cool.
I don't know. I think anytime there's a helicopter.
The AI version of a shuffle dance with Joe Biden. I have to see that. Wiggins America, when we come back. Oh, can we push Wiggins America to 105?
I think so.
Do you have enough content? How much preparation?
I got 7 stories here. So
on Fridays, we do the be or not to be. And we listen to Ryan's stories and determine in the room whether or not it's the Babylon Bee. And it's so fun. And we went long there. So I'd like to give you your due time because I care about you.
I thank you. I demand it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it at 1:05.
105.
No, we're going to break into Fox News and do it. That's my demand.
That important. Come vote on the Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. Is it Trump v. Biden in the 2024 presidential election? Yes or no? We'll be back in 1 minute.
Innsbrook is the perfect getaway close to home, less than an hour from St. Louis, with over 100 lakes, hiking trails, and activities year-round. It makes for a great escape for family and friends. Whether it's your vacation home or a permanent residence, Innsbrook has condos, A-frame chalets, villas, cottages, and now tree houses overlooking the valley below. From paddleboarding to kayaking, championship 18-hole golf course, and a full-service restaurant and cafe, Innsbrook has a happy place for everyone. Visit them online at innsbrook-resort.com. That's innsbrook-resort.com.
Hi, this is Brian with Velocity Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 314-782-3333. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition and any price range in the St. Louis area. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that needs updating, but you don't have the time or money for it? Great, because I love buying outdated houses. I buy vacant houses, job relocation houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 314-782-3333. That's 314-782-3333.
Tune into the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del, self-made millionaire and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, will show you how to live the life of your dreams and pay for it with passive income.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
When you hear Diamonds Direct, it's not just a catchy name designed to give the illusion of value. Our name is who we really are. Diamonds Direct was started by diamond cutters a quarter of a century ago. At our very core is a commitment to cut out the middleman and deliver extreme value in exquisite diamonds. Today, that's more true than ever, with our direct access to diamonds straight from the mines. Diamonds that we then cut and polish. Exquisite diamonds up to 15 and 20 carats in all shapes and sizes. It's an advantage other jewelers only dream of. By overseeing the entire process, we know for a fact Diamonds Direct is truly direct. So this year, as value becomes more important than ever, rest assured that Diamonds Direct's unique status in the world diamond market guarantees you the best no middleman direct importer price, period. And even with this extreme value promise, at Diamonds Direct you still get an unbeatable selection, transparent education, a luxurious shopping experience, superior customer service, no compromises. It's not having a cool name or clever advertising, it's the truth. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Hey, Ask Me Anything coming up at 1:25. We want to know what questions are burning that you want answers to from the cast here on the Annie Frey Show. Hannah will be monitoring the live chat for those questions and starring them. We will get back to them at 1:25, but we need you to ask them right now. The time is 12:49. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Are we one of your top presets?
You were giving off that vibe, so if you want to take it to that level.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
You did a story on this before. This is supposed to be for you, you know that.
Somebody is sitting at a stoplight who doesn't normally feel real cool and just cranked up 97.1.
Turn it back up.
And was
Turn it
like,
back up.
yeah.
Yeah. We see you out there being 52.
Yeah, you're cool, man. Don't
taking
worry
a
about
break for your accounting job.
it. Yeah. Cars.
You got the top button of the buttoned up shirt, short sleeve shirt unbuttoned because it's a little hot outside.
Car's a little old, but it still bumps.
One hand on the top of the wheel, the other one slouched down like it don't care.
Rolling in your Dodge Stratus.
Yeah, and now you're like
Stratus.
Now you're like, shoot, I turned this up real loud, and now people are talking.
You want to talk about exotic dancers?
I just want to leave it.
I have a story about exotic dancers.
Let's hear it.
We could do it over this until it ends. You talked about this before. This was a pretty funny. I think it might have been Wiggins America. This is from The Messenger. Exotic dancers on strike for nearly 4 months. Do you remember talking about the exotic dancer strike?
No, I don't remember that.
Trying to become second unionized strip club in the United States.
So is this in Nevada, I'm assuming?
Why would you assume that?
That's where everything's legal.
The employees of a Portland, Oregon gentlemen's club have been on strike since April as they attempt to make the Magic Tavern the nation's second unionized strip club.
Wow. That must be a popular place.
The Willamette Week has been covering the plight.
Thank you for not having any slant to your article.
Over 30 exotic dancers have been picketing.
Plight.
Demanding better working conditions at the Magic Tavern, which opened back in November. They've also cited a lack of professionalism at the club.
You know what got real popular is the street right by there. A lot more traffic.
They're picketing on the opposite side of the street for the strike to never end. We're against their rights. You stay right there.
Wow. Really, that would be quite a picket line.
Probably Jerry in the Stratus that we were talking about before. That's what he was doing. Turn that music back up. He's trying to look cool right now, and he wants to feel good about himself, and he cares about these workers.
He's slouched. He's got his hand up on the wheel. He's bumping this, and we'll let it. You turn it up. Go ahead.
The paper reports that the women revealed last month that they were formally unionizing with the Actors Equity Association, the 110-year-old labor union for stage actors and managers. Quote, "We're fighting for basic safety and respect in the workplace just like any other industry expects."
We know you. You're in St. Peter's right now. You turn the radio up. You're letting it play.
Turn the radio
You turn the bass up a little bit because you haven't done that in a few years. You were
Because
hitting
it hurts your ears, and you're like, would you keep it down?
Yeah, and also you're in a residential neighborhood, and you feel bad. But
But then you pull up at the stoplight, and the other
Stoplight,
guy
you're like, wait a
across you is listening to the same thing.
yeah, exactly. You
And
get
you
a
lock
little
eyes?
nod. You're like, oh, all right.
I see you.
All right.
We're supposed to be here talking about Trump and Biden, but we're talking about all the pretty girls walk
Yeah.
and exotic dancers.
And you heard Andy start telling that story, and you're like, hey, this isn't too bad for a Friday. However, then you heard Portland or Oregon, and you went, doggone it.
Yeah.
I'm in St. Peter's. Because you were going to make the trip, weren't you?
The strip club remains open, but with non-striking dancers. These are the. Wait a second. Are these the non-principled exotic dancers?
They're just in it for the money.
They're non-striking dancers. You look at them and be like, oh, that doesn't strike me as anything.
There's a term in the industry, they call them non-strikers. It's just kind of like shorthand for don't go to that one.
The dancers told the paper a lack of security at the club forced them to get creative when it came to keeping unruly patrons at bay.
Get creative?
I got to make sure I can read this on the air.
Be careful, our kids are coming in later. They might be listening.
Keep talking. I'm reading ahead. They coded themselves.
If you were wondering how presidential grandchildren are made,
Not the ones you acknowledge, though.
not the ones you acknowledge.
No.
These are the non-striking ones.
These are the ones that you sue to have them not use your name.
Yes.
They coated themselves with deodorant or bitter yuck, a spray meant to deter pets from biting furniture, shoes, and plants, and exotic dancers.
The strippers covered themselves in deodorant?
Or bitter yuck.
Which is, again...
I literally just read you the
just want to hear it
definition.
again.
Wow. A spray meant to deter pets from biting furniture, shoes, and plants.
Okay.
You get it?
I do.
I
I
can
just don't
explain it
know
off
why
air.
they're trying to get the pets away. Like, is there a lot of wild animals
I don't know.
on the
I'm
streets of
starting
Portland?
to understand the striking exotic dancers a lot more. How dangerous is this job?
No kidding.
This is.
We want to go picket, but I'm really concerned that we're going to get attacked by a pack of wild dogs.
Spray this on your chest.
So here's what you do. This will keep you from getting attacked by wild animals, and you won't stink.
I can't read the rest of this article. It's getting more graphic. It's on the Messenger if you want to read it.
I kind of do now.
YouTube live chat poll. Is it Trump v. Biden in the 2024 presidential election? Turn that music back up. That's what the people are here for. Is it Trump v. Biden in the 2024 presidential election? Yes or no? Ryan, this is what the old men in my industry say. What say you?
I say yes, Annie. I say it's going to be Trump v. Biden in the 2024 presidential election, and the nation groaned.
Oh. We got to teach the kids to do that when they come in here and we get an answer wrong.
Yeah.
Oh.
Studio audience.
Yes. You say yes. You vote
I say yes.
And Brad,
I'm a no. I don't think Biden will be the nominee.
do you think Trump is?
Yeah, right now I'm thinking Trump might be.
What's the most likely reason Biden is not the nominee, Ryan?
Health.
Yeah, I'm with Ryan on that. It's going to be a health issue.
Welcome to the club, you guys, by the way. I've been saying this for over a year.
Saying what?
Trump v. Biden. Although I guess you're still not saying it's Biden, are you?
Dude, we disagree with you still for over a year. Welcome to the club.
No, welcome to the club because you
just
know
want
I'm
to
going
go
to be
back
right.
and talk about the exotic dancers at the club. You can't get off of that subject.
Well, let's come back at 1:05 and do that.
Let's not. To be or not to be, we come back.
You're hearing a commercial I set out for, and I wish I would have done this years ago, because I mean the trade, we're so done in trades because we're just getting brutalized by the working class. But if you want great service as quick as we can get to you, like we're busy, and reasonable prices, if you call me, I would not waste your time. You will get equipment that will heat and cool your home. If you're looking for a furnace or air conditioner, it broke down, or you just need service, call me. Bart Inman. Again, it's Bart Inman, and with one really easy number, Missouri and Illinois. There's only one number for Missouri and Illinois. It's 314-293-2600, or the internet. Well, that was a large breath. the internet. BartInman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But inflation and recession has you wondering if all your hard-earned equity will still be there. What if you could recession-proof your equity right now? You can with TrueHold. TrueHold will buy your home for its best current value before a recession can erode it. You get to bank all the cash now and live in your home for as long as you want. And TrueHold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance. And since TrueHold pays your home's current value in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't wait for inflation, recession, and interest rates to erode your home's value. Visit TrueHold.com and discover how much TrueHold will buy your home for today, based on its best current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. That's TrueHold.com.
Mark Cox here. Different real estate agents will sell your home for different amounts of money. Don't be fooled into thinking all realtors are created equal, because they're not. Different realtors will get you different results. So the agent you choose to sell your home matters. The experience your agent has, the marketing, the database of buyers, the systems, and the capabilities of your realtor, they all matter. Why? Because how much you sell your home for matters to you. That's why I recommend you call Gloria Liu with your home sold guaranteed realty. According to MLS statistics, Gloria sells her listings for more money than the average agent, and she does it with less hassle. With 20-plus years of experience, our local real estate expert, Gloria Liu, knows how to get you the most money for your home, guaranteed. Gloria offers her sellers multiple selling options, so call her at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
A countdown in Iowa. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Tonight in Des Moines, 13 of the Republicans running for president will be at the same annual event, each getting 10 minutes to speak, including former President Trump, who had a lot to say earlier in social media posts, criticizing added charges in a classified documents case. The updated federal indictment accuses Trump of trying to get the maintenance chief at his Florida estate to delete security footage. That staffer, Carlos de Oliveira, is now also charged.
On page 29, de Oliveira allegedly told an unidentified Mar-a-Lago employee that the, quote, boss wanted the server deleted, and that employee responded that he would not know how to do that and did not believe he had the right to do so. It's unclear whether or not that employee in the indictment is cooperating with Jack Smith's team.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. Special counsel Jack Smith may also be winding down a January 6th investigation after meeting with Trump's lawyers yesterday. Trump says it's all interference in the 2024 election. The White House says the Justice Department is acting independently. President Biden is in Maine talking about a manufacturing boom he says is being driven by his economic agenda. He'll also attend a campaign fundraiser. A lot of people are checking out a new Twitter competitor and not sticking around to use it.
150 million people signed up for Threads after launch last month. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg says more than half have stopped using it. He tells staff the drop-off is normal, but would be nice to not have. He says the company is looking at adding what he calls retention-driven hooks to get people back, like inserting thread posts into Instagram users' feeds. There's also now a way to see the posts of users they choose to follow, rather than letting an algorithm decide what they see.
Fox's Chris Foster. Meantime, X, as Twitter's now known, reaching a new high in monthly users this year, more than 540 million. Owner Elon Musk sharing a screenshot of the graph. America is listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
At Simply Safe, your safety is the only thing that matters. Introducing 24/7 Lifeguard Protection, only from Simply Safe Home Security. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Partly sunny skies, hot, humid, a tough to find spot storm. 101 for the high, the heat index 110. Tonight, partly cloudy, 90s for evening plans. Spot thunderstorms late night, and the winds picking up 78. The weekend, Saturday, partly sunny, some spot storms, 98. And Sunday, partly sunny, a little better. Still hot, but better, 92. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Heritage Foundation is coming back to St. Louis.
Jim Carafano, Hans von Spakovsky, Genevieve Wood.
Join us August 9th. Tickets are only $10 at Tapawingo National Golf Club. Secure your tickets at 971talk.com/events.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds, and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day, and nothing worked until Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food. Crazy. Enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick Hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again. My blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed early bird specials at $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings. That's right. Seminar Saturday, August 5th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites St. Louis Airport in St. Louis. Or Sunday, August 6th at the 4 Points by Sheraton St. Louis Fairview Heights in Fairview Heights. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
Mark Reardon sees clearly thanks to Doctors Birdie and Maholtred Ophthalmology Associates. You can too. Go to youridoc.com today. That's youridoc.com or call 314-966-5000. Ophthalmology Associates.
Ron had a tax problem he just couldn't handle on his own.
I owed the IRS taxes for over 5 years, but I didn't have any money to pay the taxes.
Those years cost him dearly.
Most of it was fees and interest. It was horrible.
Ron finally called in the pros.
I called Optima Tax Relief, and boy, am I happy I did.
The leading tax resolution firm, Optima, is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They've resolved over $1 billion for their clients. Ron was overjoyed.
They settled my account with the IRS. I was ecstatic. They are a lifesaver. They are. I am so happy.
Take Ron's advice and call Optima now for a free consultation.
Yeah, don't do like I did and wait. Call Optima Tax Relief. Do it now. You'll be ecstatic like me.
Call 800-987-6122. 800-987-6122. 800-987-6122.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
I'm Jim Onder. No one should be injured or be the victim of assault when using a rideshare service. These companies need to be held accountable.
Onder Law. Call 314 or 618-900,000 to learn more.
This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. So glad that you are spending some of your time here with us. We've got the whole crew in studio now because we bumped back Wiggins America a little bit. He's got, on Fridays we do this segment called The Bee or Not the Bee. And Ryan's going to present us some stories here in a second that we have to guess, and you guess along with us, whether or not it is a Babylon Bee article. We have a YouTube live chat poll. Hannah, do you want to set us up with the question that people can go vote on today on the Annie Frey YouTube poll?
Yep, people can cast their vote on this question. Is it going to be Trump versus Biden in the 2024 presidential election? Yes or no?
Ryan, you say?
Yes, it will.
Brad?
I'm a no.
I'm a no. Hannah?
Big no.
Big no. Ryan, why are you always in the minority on these things?
You know what ends up happening
Are you playing the odds?
No, I'm not.
Reverse psychology?
I'm right so often because you always try to take the lane that nobody's taking, and lately
Who's you?
You.
The universal you?
Yeah, universal you. The royal you, as I often say. And so the conspiracy theories end up being true so often that you really got to take the road less traveled these days to be right. And I think that what you're seeing is that, again, here with me being right.
Dang it, I want you to laugh first. You did a good job.
Thank you.
I guess it's time.
Wiggins!
Oh, Wiggins!
The Bee or Not the Bee.
These are some stories from the Babylon Bee, which are, of course, made up. And some of them are real. So I am going to read the headline. I'm going to let you guys guess as to whether or not this is a real story or is it a Babylon Bee article. Here we go.
Okay.
Sneaky parents dress son up as a girl on first day of school so teachers will show him how to be a boy.
Sneaky parents dress up son
as a girl.
So
on first day of school.
Teachers will show him how to be a boy?
Yes.
Huh? I think that that's real.
I think it's the Babylon Bee.
Hannah?
That's B. Yes.
Hannah. Spicy.
Local parents Cindy and Bob Connors have devised a clever plan to protect their son from gender indoctrination at school. During the first week, they're dressing their 7-year-old son as a girl so that teachers will encourage him to challenge gender stereotypes and act like a boy.
I still don't know.
Quote, "You got to play 4D chess with these teachers," said Mr. Connors. I'm hoping, yeah, it's the B. I'm hoping this trick will ensure our son is still a son at the end of the school year. That is the Babylon Bee. But it's awfully close to reality, so I can understand how you might be tricked.
So the B is the fake story.
B is the fake story.
Yeah, we should have gone over that at the beginning.
Well, I think I did, but apparently Hannah...
Specifically, for anybody else who may not know.
All right, story number 2. Tell me if this is real or not. Whoopi Goldberg knew aliens existed before Congress.
I think that's real. She probably does think that.
She was in Star Trek.
Indeed.
She was, is it Guinan?
Yeah, she's Guinan.
Was she the Star Trek gynecologist?
You know what? Yes. And you know what? She's the psychology gynecologist.
That's not what you want.
Wow. It's a future job. It exists only in sci-fi.
I'm just going to tell you because I'm presuming that you would know. But that's not really the time you're like, can we spend a little more time and talk about that?
Yeah. No.
You're okay here, but let's talk about you.
It's like, I think you know most of what there is to know. There's not much to discuss. Whoopi Goldberg, the Star Trek gynecologist.
The Star Trek psychological gynecologist. That's what she played on the show.
I still don't know the answer to this. What are you saying?
I think this is
Once again, Whoopi Goldberg knew aliens existed before Congress.
This is the B.
I'm saying it's real. Someone's writing an article with a screwy headline, and Ryan loved it.
What did you say, Brad?
I said it's the B.
One day after a congressional hearing on UFOs and aliens yielded claims that the United States government is in possession of non-human remains reportedly recovered from space objects, the Oscar-winning Ghost actress isn't surprised because she said on Thursday's episode of The View it wasn't news to her. Quote, "Well, I knew," Goldberg said. Quote, "I don't know why anybody else is so surprised." It's real.
Yeah.
That is a real article.
Don't you want to know? Is there more?
Well, that's basically what she said. There was more to the article, but it wasn't much more enlightening than her
Knew
going,
it.
"Yep, I knew it. I knew there was aliens. Congress is just catching up with me."
How did she know? Does she say why she knew?
I don't think she actually knew and had met aliens. I think she was just saying that she believed long before everybody's catching up to her now.
Can
That's
you do
all
your
it is.
alien voice?
Yeah, I can.
Why would you request it? Who requests
We
that?
haven't heard it in a while.
You know what?
All this UFO talk, we haven't heard it.
This is from this
I
week.
believe we have crashed craft stated earlier. Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
So, but they have biologics of non-human pilots, which, like I said earlier this week, could have been Shih Tzus. They would be non-human, and if they were capable of pilots, maybe they were the smart monkeys.
Maybe, yeah, they were Neanderthals is what you're thinking was
Smart
piloting.
monkeys.
Yeah.
No,
That's Neanderthal
no.
versions of humans were
No.
piloting the alien craft, is what you're
I
saying.
was talking about literally smart monkeys.
I'm literally quoting what you told me off
You
air.
are absolutely not. You're fired. I gotta go find someone who has authority to do that. No, the idea that there are somehow or another in possession of the United States government, non-human pilots, biologics, which I had to Google that word. It's like probably going to be in Webster's dictionary now after this year. It's a little creepy. But what does Whoopi Goldberg know? Maybe she's in on it.
Maybe
she's one of them.
They need to call her before Congress and be like, Whoopi, how do you know? And she can go, well, I control it. There you go. That was for Hannah.
I
It wasn't
retract
for
my
me.
earlier request.
Are you talking about a different alien voice, or are you talking about the
No,
legitimate
stop.
one?
Just go to the next article that hopefully is from the Babylon Bee.
New Oregon Trail game has you try to survive a trip through Portland.
This is Babylon
This
Bee.
has to be the bee. Is it?
Load up your wagons and see if you can make it through this deadly wasteland, says the
no.
voiceover guy in the first trailer for the game, posted on social media on Wednesday. But watch out, you'll face angry primitive natives like Antifa and BLM.
Bee?
Unquote. It's the bee. It's not real. It's not
the
real.
wildest ride in the wilderness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you play Oregon Trail?
Yeah, I did.
Did you, Brad?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I ever did. I had a
man.
friend who had it on her computer, and I remember going over there and she'd play it while I was there, but I did not ever. I don't know that I've ever played it.
There was never,
Never
a
died of
reason
dysentery.
to be. Yeah, you always died of dysentery, and you're always like, he pooped himself. to death."
I was single-handedly responsible for the extinction of buffalo in that game. That's
Oh,
all I
yeah.
would do is go hunting. It's like, all right, you killed like 500 pounds worth of food.
Is
You
it
can only-
beatable?
Yeah, you can get to Oregon.
I didn't know this was a game.
Oh, here we go.
It's a computer game back when computers just went like dot matrix.
Beep, boop, beep,
Yeah.
boop.
And
Was it a CD game?
I think it was actually a floppy disk game.
CDs didn't exist yet.
Yeah, this was pre-CD.
Hey, put your eyebrows back down, lady.
This was when floppy disks were floppy.
This is when floppy disks weren't just an emblem for saving. It was actually what the information
And I'm
was
talking
on.
about even because they became discs.
She doesn't believe us.
This
Look
is
at her
what
face.
floppy disks originally, like
She's
you could
in-
shake them like
Yeah,
a piece
oh, yeah.
of Brooklyn
I've
pizza.
never seen that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is real. And Oregon Trail was like the pioneer game.
floppy
Oh, I'm
disk.
connecting the dots now. And it was amazing. And you always were the doctor. You had to be the doctor because he was rich and you could get
He had
further
the
in the
most
game.
money.
There was no reason to be any other character. Like if you're Dungeons and Dragons, I'm going to be the wizard or I'm going to be the troll because they each have different powers. The doctor just had all the money. Like why would you be anybody else? You could get further.
Alert.
This game has
Remember
players.
the segment that you were doing?
Yeah, I
you
do.
kind of just went nuts
The
there
game-
for a second.
The game has players load up on their station wagons with supplies like avocado toast, vape pens, craft beers, and other Portland staples
Narcan.
to try to drive a few miles across town without getting mobbed by a group of protesters. Clever players will choose to outfit their wagons with Bernie stickers and coexist decals to try to ward off the natives. You're right. That was fake. Next one. Teachers worried their queer students may regress and turn straight over summer break.
Yeah. I want to say that's got to be B.
It's real, isn't it? It's real.
I think it's real.
Most students had embraced their queer identities after being immersed in queerness around the clock for the entire school year. Now those students are trapped with their bigoted traditional parents.
That has to be from the B.
It's the B.
Thank you.
Who may brainwash their children into regressing back to straight or cis. Quote, I'm shook, said a local kindergarten teacher, Shirley Giggins. My mom's name is Shirley Wiggins.
I was just going to say, did you make that up? That's not as
No,
discreet. If you were going to
really
make up
it.
a name, that's not as discreet as you could have been. Maybe they won't know.
Said Brian Briggins, who sat in front of her classroom's LGBTQ plus flag during the interview. I know my students and their sexual preferences. And the idea that they might regress back to straight is terrifying.
Awful.
That is the B. Next one. Blink 182's Tom DeLonge celebrates being right about aliens.
Real.
Yeah, real.
Yeah, let's go real.
It is real. At every Blink 182 concert on their current reunion tour, Mark Hoppus announces to the crowd that Tom was right before the rock band launches into their 1999 hit song, Aliens Exist.
They're which year?
1999.
Do you know that song?
No.
How much of a hit could it have been? Because every other song on the radio was from Blink 182.
Wait a minute. This is the B. That wasn't a hit song. Now, it says that fans dress up in green jumpsuits and alien masks and run around the crowd surfing, and little green inflatables go around like it's a big thing. So
I kind of remember that image.
Yeah. I mean, you know the Tom DeLonge stuff. He's pretty much synonymous with it now. But apparently
I don't.
That song and the concerts have become like a alien convention. All right. Senate to now be controlled by whichever party has fewer senators in the hospital.
That's a tough one. B.
Yeah, I'm going to say the B, but that could absolutely be true just because of
why
numbers.
It's Babylon B.
B.
They're so good at it.
Sources confirm that over the last few years, the Capitol building has become a de facto nursing home to hundreds of elderly politicians who overstayed their welcome decades ago. Tourists in D.C. have reported sightings of confused, babbling geriatrics wandering the halls, nurses rushing to and fro along the corridors, and the repulsive smell of full adult diapers filling the air.
No, you could have stopped that statement.
That indeed is the Babylon Bee.
Do you want to see term limits, competency tests, or nothing?
Nothing.
Brad?
Nothing.
Term limits.
Term limits. The idea that the American election system is how you limit the term of somebody is a very important thing. And I'm worried that if you put term limits into place, then you are allowing government officials to limit the constituents' ability to continue to choose who leads them. And if you don't do anything, I was listening to Fox earlier today, and this is a really important thing for people to think about. Everybody has the opportunity to do research before they vote. Most people don't. Mm-hmm. If you were paying attention when you voted for John Fetterman, if you were paying attention when you voted for Mitch McConnell or Dianne Feinstein or the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, if you were paying attention and age or competency, mental acuity was a concern, something that you would want to be like, I think they're capable of doing the job. All of them, you could have noticed last election. I don't know that they're up for the job.
Yeah, if I had to pick between the two, I would choose nothing. But if I had to pick between term limits or competency tests, I would pick term limits. But I would want term limits for how long you could hold a job in Washington at all, not just for elected officials.
I almost would pick competency tests over, because if you're of a specific age, you could still be capable of doing the job. We limit the early age. It's ironically another one of those times where we say you're not really ready for prime time until you're 35 years old.
Right. Your brain's not developed
Yes. Or I don't know if that's the case, but and I would argue maybe for people in that 35 doesn't automatically mean it's happened before. But the real question I think that Americans have to ask themselves right now is, how do we convince people to vote? And as long as you're convincing people that the other side is too much of a danger, that you have to vote for a party, not a person, we never win. And I don't really know if term limits were put into place that we wouldn't have a cycle of good old boys that would still cause the system to be the way it is. It is a bipartisan concern, though. Mm-hmm. I really look at people are putting the pressure on Mitch McConnell, on Dianne Feinstein, on Joe Biden for putting themselves in this position when they're not capable of it. Dude, look at the American voters. You elected them. California, you put Feinstein in there. Pennsylvania, you put Fetterman in there. Illinois, I'm not going to look at you, Missouri. Illinois, you put Joe Biden in the Oval Office. We have to do better. Put it on the people to do better. I think that's where it has to start.
Last one before we get to the break here. Transgender women's soccer player outed on free kick.
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Oh, no.
Real.
It's real. Oh, no.
I'll just say real. I'm confused, though.
The player who goes by Gerlina McWoman is currently under investigation.
That's too much.
The investigators said their evidence solidified after the free kick actually nailed McWoman in the crotch, causing the player to let out a shriek and crumple in pain.
Hey, that still hurts.
Ow, my inner thigh. It stings, McWoman yelled, while confused teammates just told her to walk it off.
You know what McGurleyson needs to see?
What?
Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, man. Ask me anything on the other side of this break here. Don't go away. Ask your questions on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Hannah is staring at the computer right now. Look at her. Look at her. She's staring right at you. And she's saying, send me your questions. What do you want to know? Send your questions into the Annie Frey Show. We will highlight them. Hannah will ask them as soon as we come back. Don't go away.
Just a city boy. The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
He took the midnight train going anywhere.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they were very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
No paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Mark Cox here. Join me, Annie Frey, and Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw of the Retirement Advisory Group for the next Protecting Your Retirement educational event. It's Tuesday, August 8th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Seats are limited, so go online to retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas with more.
Are you getting near retirement or wondering if you'll be able to live the same lifestyle as you are now? Do you worry about losing your nest egg in the next big market correction? Did you know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can roll over your company retirement plan tax-free to protect your nest egg and provide more income than most investment options? Would you like to know why linking to the market is safer than owning the market? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 and a half or older, you don't want to miss this event.
Protect your retirement nest egg. Join the official financial advisors of my show, Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw, Tuesday, August 8th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-922-1284. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-922-1284. 800-922-1284. 800-922-1284.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Save up to 20% on a new HVAC system when you bundle it with attic insulation. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. For a free estimate on attic insulation, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Mike Elam will be back. He has the Reardon Roundtable at 3, talking movies with Paul Hall at 4:25, and sports with Matt Pauly at 4:45.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on you. Got my mind set.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
But it's gonna take money. A whole lot of spending money. It's gonna take plenty of money to do it right, child. It's gonna take time. Whole lot of precious time. It's gonna take patience and time. To do it, 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 to do it right, child.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. At 2:05, we have a special X's and O's coming up for you. Really excited about it. Ryan, you want to tell us at 2:05? It's gonna be what you're expecting in X's and O's, but a little bit different version.
Yeah, it's going to be the game, but times 3, I guess, instead of times 2. We're going to have 3 contestants. They are the spouses of myself, Brad Range, and Annie Frey, all competing against each other. And our kids are going to be the studio audience, apparently. I don't know if they know that yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about all of them. I do not know how Molly's going to do.
Oh, yeah. You can't really give her specific instructions, can you?
Oh, I give her instructions all the time.
But she doesn't follow them.
Most of the time.
She doesn't know how to follow.
No.
You know, I think for the first segment, they'll probably be okay because they'll be wondering what's going on and kind of looking
A little
around.
reverent.
Yeah.
And
then the second segment, they'll be a little more comfortable and it'll be chaos.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Chaos.
We also have a much bigger board than usual. Normally it's 9 squares and you got to get a tic-tac-toe like usual. This time it's 16 squares.
Yeah.
And the questions are, I think some of them are actually kind of hard this week.
Great.
I mean, there's always a couple really hard ones, but this week it's extra. It's extra hard. Some of them are probably still
Yeah.
easy, but
And we'll see how our spouses do. I wonder if they're going to come in here and be like, you guys do screw around all day long.
yeah.
What do you do
This
with
is
your
kind of
living?
unfortunate because all of them at the same time could go conspire to,
Take over?
well, they could tell a lot of stories.
They're all 3 teachers.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
We are all 3 the opposite of teachers.
Yes.
Except for maybe Brad.
We're all learners. Every day we come in and we just learn about life and the world, and
That
we
is
share.
exactly what a non-teacher would say. Ask me anything, as we are apt to do on a Friday afternoon.
You have to ask me nicely.
Don't make me beg here. Ask me anything.
Tell me the truth! So I want to start off with a question for the room that was spawned out of a conversation we had yesterday. We did the story on the Annie Frey Show yesterday about how women are taking their dates to see Barbie as a litmus test to make sure that they have the appropriate, approved, pro-feminist ideology in order to know if they're dateable. I want to know what your litmus test movie would be. For whatever particular reason, not for your feminist acumen. I think that mine would probably be Spaceballs.
That's a great movie.
I want to know I want to know more about your sense of humor than I want to know about anything else. Have you ever seen Spaceballs?
No.
I want you to watch Spaceballs and tell us if you think it was funny.
I feel like we should have a Spaceballs watch party.
We could. I mean, Spaceballs is one of those things that I'm wondering if you had to consume it in the time frame that it was produced in order to understand the humor, if it would be slow. I don't know.
I don't know.
You guys talk about it all the time, so
Yeah.
I should see it.
You probably would get most of it because most of the references in it are to movies that are so timeless. A lot of Star Wars stuff that you'd probably get most of it. But I would be interested to see.
What would your litmus test movie be?
Honestly, I think I actually use this as a litmus test. It's a movie that's a little bit obscure. It's called Wet Hot American Summer.
It's obscure, you?
I know. Surprise, surprise.
No.
But it's actually one of a whole bunch of stars' first movies, and it is so ridiculously funny. It is one of Paul Rudd's first movies, although he did Clueless before that. It is Bradley Cooper's first movie, Amy Poehler's first movie.
Oh, wow.
Elizabeth Banks' first movie.
Do you and Mrs. Wiggins have the same sense of humor? Like, or at least you find the same things funny?
Yeah. Or even if we're not both cracking up at the same things,
amused,
she gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is entertained by it.
Yeah. If she wasn't, I don't know that we would still be here.
What's the movie called?
Wet Hot American Summer.
Brad?
Man, I don't know the name of the movie. I've been sitting here because I'm tracking with you. It's a comedy. I want to know if you laugh and if you and I can laugh at the same things, because if we can't laugh at the same things, we can't even be friends, let alone, more than that.
Lovers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, got to have a sense of humor.
I don't know whether we can be friends, let alone lovers. Please watch Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Balls.
Oh,
Anywho, what you don't know?
You know what? Nothing to Lose. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's with Tim Robbins and Martin Lawrence. And Tim Robbins comes home and sees what he believes is his wife cheating on him with his boss, and he goes off and drives off kind of all sad and depressed. And in that process, Martin Lawrence carjacks him, and he goes, "Boy, did you pick the wrong guy on the wrong day." And then it turns into this funny movie.
That sounds funny. Nothing to lose.
Yep, nothing to lose.
Hannah?
Kind of a hard one. Probably maybe the Notebook, to see like how a guy would react to all that like love and gushy stuff, to see if that's like if he likes it or not.
I hate the Notebook.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
I love Ryan Gosling now. And Rachel McAdams is top notch. But I feel like they're mean to each other, and then they die together.
Yeah, the movie really is
Well,
up
now I
and
don't have to
down.
see it.
It's a what?
Like it's up and down.
Yeah.
It really
but at
is
the
a
end,
lot.
I don't feel fulfilled.
How
I
do they
don't
die?
Aliens.
Really?
Yeah, it's wild.
Oh, maybe
It's about the aliens' notebook. They find the aliens' notebook and their plot.
And it said to serve man, and they find out later, oh my gosh, that's not what we thought it meant.
Well, it's the patriarchy. It was not about
yeah.
just men. She's like, but what about women?
Why
and
aren't
he's
you
like,
serving women?
Yes,
It's like,
and then
yeah.
they kill each other.
Okay.
Everybody in
That's
the
the movie.
comments is hating on the Notebook.
I'm not a big Notebook fan. Who else wants to ask a question? We want a listener question or one of you guys?
I have a listener question
Go
ready.
ahead.
Mike Hunt asks, is anyone still using Twitter?
Yes, at Annie Frey Show. I'm using it a lot, but Twitter doesn't care.
Yeah, I'm still using Twitter as well.
I'm very frustrated with the Twitter situation right now. I've had 18,100 followers for 4 months. I was adding 75 followers-ish on average a day for years, and now it's not.
Yeah, I
don't
use it
understand
for
it.
work because news happens so fast there that I used to kind of enjoy just keeping up with the news at home. I just don't use it as much as I used to. I don't think that's because of Elon Musk. I think I just don't.
Yeah, I rarely use Twitter. I'll go on it like probably at most once a day, but it's never been my social media platform. That's like never been a prime thing. I don't understand the change from Twitter to X, but that wouldn't be enough to drive me away from using the app completely. I already don't use it. Next question, Kim Monk asks, has anyone been out of the country?
I went to Canada for like
Oh, really?
20 hours on a church cantata. That's it.
I didn't know that.
I've been to Mexico on a mission trip, but it was, we didn't stay there. We just went across the border, worked on some stuff, came back, stayed in the United States, and went back. So it was in Eagle Pass, Texas. I think Piedras Negras was the town.
I've been to Cancun twice.
I've been to Canada and Mexico, USMCA, and I have also been to Iceland.
On this show, we call that some K.
Okay.
It's true.
It is true. We haven't brought that up for a long time, though.
That's an oldie but a goodie.
It is.
From the moment he changed it, was it NAFTA before?
It was NAFTA.
Which is easy to say.
Now, instead of saying new
USMCA.
NAFTA, now we say USMCA.
It's amazing people listen to the show.
All right. Leaning into a more political question, Mark asked, if Trump gets the Republican nomination, is there anything he can do to lose your vote?
If Trump gets the nomination, is there anything he can do to lose your vote? Yeah, I suppose I would never say that there's nothing anybody could do to lose my vote. It's my vote. I mean, he's got to earn it every day up into the election until I give it to him. But it's not his. It's mine.
Yeah.
He can't lose my vote because nobody has my vote yet. So I would say, of course.
Yeah, I agree. Nobody's ever just got it locked up. Somebody could really go off the rails and lose my vote very easily.
Yeah.
Yep. Always got to earn the vote.
And from what I understand, the Democrats in some states do lose my vote all the time. Just anyway, go on. Ryan, your question.
Cardinals, are they going to sell or not? Are they going to do the fire sale? I keep waiting.
I don't know. This is a nerd question for a different topic. I don't think they're going to do a fire sale. No, I don't think they're going to do anything exciting.
This is they're going to trade people. It's just not going to be they're not going to completely blow up the team and rebuild it. They're going to send away people who are running out of their contracts.
I think Dylan Carlson going away will be the biggest.
I think it'll be Tyler O'Neill, not Dylan Carlson.
The Cardinals say differently, but we'll see. Hannah?
I don't know what
Green.
they're selling. Yep. Yeah, I have no idea what they're selling.
I don't know what they're selling.
I've got a question here.
Go ahead.
What?
If people had a warning label, what would your warning label say?
Emotional.
Toxic.
What? Ryan.
Chemicals. Toxic chemicals.
Man.
Easily distracted.
That would be good for you.
Just go get them all out. What's yours,
No
Brad?
smoking.
No smoking.
It's probably
no Fumar and Banyo. That's what mine would say.
Flammable.
Mine would probably say, do not leave unattended.
What?
Why? What are you going to do? I want to leave you unattended now.
I know. Let's go.
I don't know. What would my warning label be? Go on, Ryan. Get it out of your system. It's all yours.
I already used toxic. I would
Handle
use that
with
one.
care.
Yeah. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it'd be like.
Mine would say this side up.
Do not remove tag under penalty of law. People are like, what?
I don't know.
Why? Why?
I don't know that you really need to read the warning labels on me. Kind of get what you get. So.
Yeah. Whenever you try, I'll tell you one thing. Whenever you try to read the warning labels on Annie, if you're in public, she's like, what are you doing? Because she gets real weirded out by people just kind of like putting their face all around.
Picking my arm up and trying to get the tag out.
She, for some reason, is weirded out by
Why
that.
does she keep these warning labels?
Dan asked, what is the most impactful book that you have read or listened to in the last 6 to 12 months?
I've read 1 Second After again with my husband when we drove the Ohio circuit trip that we did. And 1 Second After is about 1 second after the EMP hits and how society melts down and how you survive. So I've taken action in several regards after that. I'd say that's an incredible fiction novel that shows you what it would look like if all of a sudden our electric grid went.
Go ahead.
My book is A Letter to the American Church by Eric Metaxas. And basically this book talks about what the church did and how the church responded to Nazi Germany and Adolf Hitler.
Man, that's a real answer.
On the rise, and then what we have to be cautious of in any movements in the United States today and giving ourselves over to those movements.
I read a book about sex trafficking that was really impactful. It was incredibly sad, but I learned some stuff.
What will really change your life is writing a book.
Oh, here we go.
The way that you have to craft a narrative.
Are you Dance on YouTube?
Am I what?
Are you this guy on YouTube? Is this you? Did you ask this question so you could promote the book that you wrote and publish?
I can't say, but I think it's Dan C. I don't think it's Dance.
I think it's Dance.
No, I did not ask this question. This is just a question I get asked a lot.
About the book that you wrote and
when you
published?
write a book, you really have to pour your soul into it in ways that
The show's over at
you're
3.
you're not going to expect it, you know? And
No. I don't know.
it's called The Life of Human. And it is out there. Thank you, Balls, for reading it. Thank you, Balls. If you're not looking at the chat,
I was just going to say.
that statement.
Huh?
I mean, I make a lot of nonsensical statements. That one is really out there.
Oh, boy. Let's take a quick break, and we'll get to some more questions when we come back. And the YouTube live chat poll is still out there. Go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and vote and comment. Is it Trump v. Biden in the 2024 presidential election? Yes or no? We want to know what you think. Anytime now, I believe, we probably need to go receive some of these guests that we're going to have at 2:05. I told them 1:45 in my house. We have Mrs. Range, Mrs. Wiggins, and fam, and Mr. Frey and fam coming into play Xs Ohs at 2:05. This is a great idea or a terrible idea. We shall see. And you can watch us. You can watch the whole thing unfold on the Annie Frey YouTube channel when you go vote in the live chat poll. Back in a minute. Don't go away.
But it's gonna take money. Whole lot of spending money. It's gonna take plenty of money to do
This
it right.
is the Annie Frey Show.
It's gonna take time. Whole lot of precious time. It's gonna take patience and time. To do it, 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 to do it right.
Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan is a phone call or a text away. What's the Bagel Loan? When you Google it, obviously is what I'm about to say. You can find out. But I'll tell you right here, Stewie calls his a loan that is going to save you on those closing costs. You don't pay them. When you use the Bagel Loan with Stewart's American Mortgage, you pay zero in fees that other lenders out there will charge you for. That's why he calls it the Bagel Loan, because a bagel looks like a zero. To remind you, you're going to pay zero in fees. This is going to be thousands of dollars that you're going to save when you go to get that new mortgage. You can use the Bagel Loan to refinance as well. I did 2 times. 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. When you call Stewie at that number, you can text Stewie at that number as well and let him know what your circumstance is. He's going to give you options. He's going to listen to what you're trying to achieve. If you're doing a refinance, maybe help coach you on the right way to go about the whole process. Stewie is the best. He's so good at his job. He's one of the top lenders in the nation. Last week, he was ringing the bell at the New York Stock Exchange. Call or text 314-324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
Tired of constantly caring for a home exterior that doesn't look as good as it should? You deserve beautiful, low-maintenance James Hardie Fiber Cement siding. James Hardie gives you gorgeous colors, stands up to Missouri's harsh weather, and lasts decades. At Lakeside Renovation and Design, we're experts in installing America's #1 siding. And our lifetime workmanship warranty gives you peace of mind. Get a lovely, lasting home exterior with Lakeside Renovation and Design. Request a free consultation at 636-978-5000. That's 636-978-5000. And love your home all over again.
The only person who can change your life is you, but you need to know how. Listen to my show, The Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins.
Listen to The Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands to treat ED at up to 95% off. That's right, the same active ingredient as the brand name for 95% less. It's the same ED medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's forhims.com/radio for your free online visit. forhims.com/radio.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
Guess what? At 2:05, all of our husbands and wives are going to be in here playing Xs and Ohs as the contestants, a battle royale. And our kids in the audience, I guess, studio audience, we're going to make up. That's all coming up here shortly, 1:48 right now. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Filtering the BS pushed by the mainstream media.
St. Louis is home for conservative talk.
97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. I've got something special for you, Ryan Wiggins.
Is it a present?
No, it's advice.
I was going to say, oh, good, it's a news story.
Yay. 5 signs you've almost developed into the best version of yourself.
Almost, eh?
That's what I'm reading the
They're
headline.
leaving room for improvement even on themselves?
Isn't there always room for improvement?
Well, I would figure if you're going to
Brad?
give us advice, you'd know how to get
There's
there.
always room for improvement. Always.
Thanks.
Always.
We're not just talking about you.
You're talking about humanity as a whole?
Yes.
It's the royal you.
Mm-hmm. Number 1, you have found your purpose.
Wow.
Purpose can be hard to define. It's best not to overcomplicate it. Think of it as what you get out of bed in the morning for, or as we covered, it's your reason for being. Do you think at your age of 67 that you have found your purpose? Congratulations
If it's the
on Social
reason you
Security,
get out
by
of
the way.
bed, then yes.
What's the reason you get out of bed?
Oatmeal.
Breakfast. I knew you were going to say that. My tummy is rumbling.
And mozzarella cheese cut up into cubes with olive oil and parsley.
Brad, purpose? Do you think we're all middle-aged, I guess, except for you, Hannah, is 21. You've still got a ways to go. But I don't know, maybe you found your purpose. Do you feel like you found your purpose?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to share what it is, or is it a secret?
No, my purpose is being a youth minister. It's what God has called me to do. It's raising up kids in Christ and teaching them to be mature Christian adults. And really, there's no more satisfying purpose than that.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Ryan, you want to try again?
Mine is similar to that, but
Here's with mozzarella balls.
Mine is a
Oatmeal and
secret.
cheese.
It's a special purpose, and it's my secret.
Hannah?
My purpose.
Do you feel like you're pursuing that, or do you feel like you've come to it?
Definitely pursuing, but I wake up every day for my family and friends. Love them a lot. Try for them.
Yeah, my purpose is unequivocally trying to raise good humans, my kids, and to do that with my husband. And I mean, everything that I do here is incredibly important to me, but the purpose of me doing any of this, whether it's to put food on the table for my family or to hopefully try to make a difference in somebody's life out there, all comes back to caring for my family. So I would say that's my purpose. But oatmeal's not a bad answer. Number 2, you're not afraid to say no. Have you arrived at the place in your life where if the answer is no, you can just go, no, and be okay with it?
Honest answer, yes.
God, I hate when I see it happening right in front of me.
It's your fault.
True answer? Can you say no?
Yes.
Shoot. Shoot. What about you, Brad?
You want to rephrase that or no?
No.
Yeah, I can.
Mm-mm.
I can say no. I want to say yes. I want to help people, but there is a line that I can't, and I'll tell people no.
Yeah, for me, having a clear understanding of my priorities in life helps me say no when it is in conflict with what the priorities in my life are. And like you, Brad, I'm going to want to say yes every time I can, but sometimes you have to be able to say no. When I was in my early 20s, I said yes to everything.
Yeah, I have a really hard time telling people no.
I think that all of you say no too much. Do you agree?
You're the worst. I was going to try to say no in a different language, but it's all no. Nada. That's
yet.
nothing. Yeah.
9.
Number 3, you have developed a routine that works for you. Are you a routine guy, Ryan?
Yeah, I am. I would be surprised if most people aren't to some degree. I think you have to have at least a little bit of a routine to maintain sanity.
I have a basic routine, but I also am allergic to routine.
Me too.
I don't want to be confined. That's what I don't want to be confined to a routine. I don't want to feel like I have to do something for the sake of having to do it.
Right.
But
if it helps you function toward the goals of your purpose in life, back to number 1, then it's helpful.
I could almost eat the same thing I pretty much eat 2 meals a day. I could almost eat the same 2 meals every day.
Ooh,
So that's super routine oriented. I'm a rut lover of sorts. Once I get the rut that I like, I'm just happy to live there.
Well, I guess I could do that too, but it would be like sherbet.
You've developed a routine that works for you?
Oh yeah, I have. It's like you. I don't like to be in a routine. So like if I go on vacation, the plan is to not have a plan. Just go and whatever I feel like in the moment, that's what I want to do.
Happy Disney.
Yeah. But outside of that, I
At
mean,
12:42 p.m., you will be.
Yeah, that's the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather just be, like with work and everything, it's better to have a routine because it works better for everybody else.
Yeah. What about you, Hannah?
I am very, very, very much a routine person. I think all of you know this, especially Brad. If my routine is shaken up, I have a really hard time functioning. I work best on routine.
Yeah. Quick Rick says structure in my life is helpful. That's why I listen to the AFS every day. Well, thanks, Rick. I appreciate that. Number 4. You've stopped comparing yourself to others. Ryan?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that is a healthy thing to do.
Did you compare yourself to others?
Well, it's not as if you ever completely stop, but you don't necessarily take the standards that either others or the world gives you as much the older you get. And you just kind of realize what you're good at, what your life's supposed to be, back to finding purpose. God, what am I supposed to do? And then once you figure that out, a lot of that other stuff falls into place.
What about you, Brad? Have you stopped comparing yourself to others?
Yeah, that was probably one of the first skills on this list that I developed because if I compared myself to other people, I wouldn't have been very unhappy very early on in life. So it was really a matter of coming to realization what my strengths and weaknesses are and then knowing that I could be the best me that I could be.
And not really consider everybody
Right.
else's.
I'm learning more and more every day to stop comparing myself to others and also letting other people's opinions sway me either way.
I think that the ability to stop comparing yourself to others does not ever happen until you understand who you are yourself. Because when you are comparing other people to you, you're generally only picking the things that other people have that you think you want. And you're not usually thinking of the breadth of what it takes to have what another person has. Like if I look at somebody who maybe I graduated high school with and they don't have kids and they're traveling the world and they, are able to invest their money in more luxuries than I am because I'm raising 4 children with my husband, some of those things look really attractive to me, but are completely not attainable because I have a different lifestyle. And I have to remind myself that there are people who would look and see what I have and go, I think I would like to have that too. And I would be able to tell you some stories as a mom of 4 of how that becomes very difficult. So once you understand who you are and you get to kind of what Brad was saying on refining the best version of yourself based on yourself, that is an incredibly freeing element in your life once you arrive there. And it's taken me at least 3 decades to get to that point. Last one, you're not waiting for something or someone to complete you.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because being married, you kind of go, well, I'm not really looking anymore, so you're not thinking about that question. But I think that's because that question's answered in a sense. So yes, I agree with that.
I would agree with that. Like, for me, when I stopped looking for somebody else to complete me, that's when things in my life started really falling into place. I became more confident in myself. That's when I met my wife. I wasn't actually out looking for a spouse whenever I found my spouse. So, yeah, finding that confidence in who you are before you try to find somebody to complete you is a great way to go about it.
Real quick, Hannah?
Yeah, you have to be healthy on your own to be healthy with someone else.
Yeah. I don't push away the idea that I don't need anybody to be my best self. I think that we do need each other to do that. And I do know that I am a much better version of myself with my husband, and we help each other in that way. But the pursuit of something else you can't control to complete yourself, that's not always fruitful. All right, our spouses, when we come back, don't go away.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband, and he lost weight, and his cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend lost 20 pounds her first 2 months.
What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed early bird specials at $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late-day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. That's right. Seminar Saturday, August 5th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites St. Louis Airport in St. Louis. Or Sunday, August 6th at the 4 Points by Sheraton St. Louis Fairview Heights in Fairview Heights. Weight loss seminar, 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar, 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
At Diamonds Direct, we want to make something very clear. We will absolutely beat the price of any comparable diamond that you find anywhere else. No fine print, no disclaimers, just a rock-solid, unqualified nationwide price guarantee. And this goes for 1-carat diamonds as well as 15 and 20-carat diamonds. You see, at Diamonds Direct, we're more than just another jewelry store. We're part of a world diamond powerhouse with direct access to the world's top diamond mines. We have our own diamond cutters too, so we are active in every aspect of the diamond market every single day, from source to showroom. So when you see a diamond somewhere else, online or in a store, or from some so-called supplier, just know that apples for apples, you will get a better price at Diamonds Direct. Our volume, our connections, our buying power make this possible, and it's why we've never ever lost a sale due to price. So at a time when value means so much, we invite you to take this challenge and let us prove it. Day in and day out, you will always get a better quality diamond at a better price at Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Online at diamondsdirect.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
A kidnapping hoax leads to criminal charges. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Days after Carly Russell's attorney admitted she made up a story about being kidnapped in Alabama, Russell is charged with multiple counts.
Earlier today, Hoover police detectives obtained warrants for the arrest of Carly Russell through the Hoover Municipal Court for her actions related to faking her kidnapping and subsequently making false statements to detectives as they investigated this case.
Hoover, Alabama Police Chief Nick Durzis just announcing 2 misdemeanor counts related to false reporting.
Her decisions that night created panic and alarm for the citizens of our city and even across the nation as the concern grew that a kidnapper was on the loose using a small child as bait.
Russell, who's 25, had claimed she was abducted after stopping to check on a toddler she saw walking along the interstate. Her attorney says there was no child and that she acted alone. Russell is free on bond after turning herself in to face the charges. President Biden pointing to cooling inflation as more evidence of his economic success.
We now know a big part of that reason for inflation was the pandemic, the war in Ukraine, broken supply chains, and excess profits.
During a speech in Maine rejecting Republican criticism that his agenda is to blame. Former President Trump tells a streaming radio show he won't stop running for president even if he's convicted of any of the charges against him.
The former president is already federally indicted for allegedly mishandling classified documents in a case where prosecutors just this week added another defendant and additional counts. He's also indicted in New York State on charges of falsifying records connected to a payment made to adult entertainer Stormy Daniels. The former president says federal prosecutors are investigating him for crimes related to the January 6th Capitol riot.
Fox's Evan Brown. Trump denies wrongdoing and says it's all interference in the 2024 election. America is listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
This could be the start of a break-in.
Stop. This is Simply Safe.
Or the end of one.
Police are on their way.
Introducing the latest innovation in home security. 24/7 live guard protection, only from Simply Safe. Now, agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Partly sunny skies, hot, humid, a tough to find spot storm. 101 for the high, the heat index 110. Tonight, partly cloudy, 90s for evening plans. Spot thunderstorms late night, and the winds picking up 78. The weekend, Saturday, partly sunny, some spot storms, 98. And Sunday, partly sunny, a little better. Still hot, but better, 92. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Marvin Mitchell and the team at Compass Retirement Solutions calls this mailbox money. It's a monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Marvin Mitchell and the Compass Retirement Solutions team at 314-373-1598 to start working on a plan that can help you create the monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call 314-373-1598 right now and schedule a visit with Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois.
Updating your home with James Hardie siding has never been more popular. With all the options available, you need a partner to ensure you maximize your investment. Siding Express is ready to refresh the appearance of your home or totally transform the look by installing Hardie shake, board and batten, lap siding, or a stone accent to make it your dream home again. Siding Express is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor. They also carry Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. Need ideas? Go to sidingexpress.com and schedule a free no-obligation consultation today. sidingexpress.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
We all know about the speed of sound, but have you ever thought about the sounds of speeding? Drive too fast and you could hear the sound of your vehicle crashing, because one way or another, speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Refresh, restore, and protect your investment. Call Zero Res to clean your business the right way so your floors and surfaces stay cleaner longer without the harmful chemicals the other guys use. Call 314-474-2020. Ask for the Mark Reardon special or book online at ZeroResSTL.com. You spell it backward or forward, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Fact-checking the mainstream media daily.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
You found it here. 97.1 FM Talk. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right, gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. This is a lot of people in a studio at one time. Did anybody count yet?
So 1, 7, 2, 3.
We have the whole Frey family in here, the whole Wiggins family in here. We have the Range family in here, and Hannah is in charge. Yes, Hannah is.
I think it's a total of 14.
It's gonna be toasty in here.
Yeah, it is already hot.
So we thought it would be fun for this Friday to bring in our spouses to play X's and O's. And I think, Ryan, I'm going to turn it over to you. We don't have to get Todd in here yet on the drums, but just kind of set up for people who are listening right now how this scenario might be different than what
Sure.
they've normally done.
So normally with X's and O's, even if you've never heard us play that, we have a tic-tac-toe board on the board behind us. 1 through 9, the squares are numbered usually, and then you have two contestants competing against each other trying to get tic-tac-toes, sometimes competing for the highest number of squares. In this version,
This is going to be a lot.
there's going to be a little more squeaks than usual. There's going to be more claps than usual. Well, that was a little lackluster.
That wasn't what I was
We're
expecting.
going to work on it.
Okay.
Maybe that's the real feeling of the show.
Yeah, there's some barking. So there's a studio audience that is our children, and there are 3 contestants. So instead of doing just 9 squares with normal tic-tac-toe, we're doing a 16-square board with questions associated with each one of those squares, and 3-on-3, or 1-on-3, one against all each other. Yeah, 1v1v1.
We'll go over the math later.
And so you still will try to get a tic-tac-toe. 3 across will still be a tic-tac-toe. Total number of squares still will get you something in the game, but it's just a bigger board.
She's starting to rev up over here.
Yeah, I see.
At first, she was a little intimidated by all this, but I've got my 2-year-old on my lap at this point in time, and she's starting to dance.
Yes, yes.
If you want to tune into the YouTube live and watch it melt down, it's starting now. There's still time.
So it's not just the kids. All the contestants are our spouses, as in Mrs. Wiggins. I was going to say Mrs. Frey. I shouldn't do that, Jared.
That would be me.
That would be bad. That would
That's
be
me.
Annie. Mr. Frey, Mrs. Wiggins, and Mrs. Range. And so all 3 of you will be playing against each other. Your last initial will be the X or the O. And that is how we're going to do it. And it's going to be a little bit bigger game because of the number of squares. So
are we playing FRW?
Yep.
Okay.
FRW
True.
instead of X and O. Correct. Yeah, just like the old college coaches won it.
Okay.
All right. So, guys, when I turn to you, you're going to do what?
Golf clap. Well
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't be too loud. We
That
don't want
will
people to
not
think
ever
it's
happen
too
again
exciting.
because they have now failed twice. We will get the drummers going here. This is how we play. We can try to make it as intense as possible, even when our studio audience is
Ooh,
disengaged.
Todd in the house.
There they are. All right. Here we go. We are just going to go left to right. We're going to start with Terry. Mrs. Range, I should say. Terry, which square on this wide open board do you want to start with?
1 through 16.
Oh, and by the way, after you pick a square, you pick an expert to answer the question for you, which is either Annie, Brad, or Hannah.
I know it's hard to believe.
We use that term generously.
Yeah.
I'll go with number 12.
Number 12. And who will be answering number 12 for you?
Brad.
Good choice.
Brad.
That's the only way to do it.
All right, here we go. Here's how we start. Your average alien-believing Democrat is in a difficult position this week of having to say, quote, I trust government agencies, but on this, the government's been lying to us for a long time. Since we're talking about aliens in this question and this week, and there's a new Indiana Jones movie, Brad, which of the 5 Indiana Jones films deal most heavily with the subject of aliens?
Ooh.
I know this.
So do I. This one's Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
What?
Terry?
He's confident.
Yeah, he is. But he's also a good bluffer. I'm just letting you know ahead of time.
Well, he's
I
also
know
a good
this one
husband.
also.
You better not bluff Terry the first question. He's not stupid.
I know that is correct, so I will agree.
That is correct. And we have our first square on the board. Goes to R for range. All right.
Team range.
All right, W, don't let me down here.
So
Katie.
I'm going to pick 6.
Do you call her W at home?
Yeah.
Just like
hey,
the
Dub. Number 6, who's answering this question for you?
I am going to pick you.
He's not an expert.
I am not an expert, unfortunately.
Oh, you're not? Oh, yeah. I should have known that.
Don't worry, I get that a lot.
So my experts are Hannah,
Brad, and me.
Okay, I'm going to pick you.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
That'd be Annie.
All
Let's do
right,
it.
Annie, you have stumbled into sound.
Joe Biden.
This is a real clip run through AI software, so the quote is real, the sound is not. Tell me who said this.
I was getting picked up at 7:45. Patrick, my fiance, tried to pull me by my waist over this morning in bed, and I was like, no, baby, we don't got time for that this morning. I gotta get to the prayer breakfast.
Thanks for keeping that one for the family
You're
show.
welcome.
And I'm glad they can't hear.
Me too. Yep. Oh, they said they can kind of hear.
You heard wrong.
Yeah. You don't even know what that is. Who said that this week?
That was Congresswoman Nancy Mace.
Okay, a lot of confidence.
I know I've seen the
I
video.
am going to say she is correct.
I hope I got the name right. But
I was getting picked up at 7:45. Patrick, my fiance, tried to pull me by my waist over this morning in bed, and I was like, no, baby, we don't got time for that this morning.
Prayer
I gotta get to the prayer breakfast.
Prayer breakfast.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was at the prayer breakfast. Patrick, meanwhile, is at home going, yeah. All right, Jared.
Well, after that, I'm going to take Charlie's baseball number 11.
Okay,
all right. Who's it?
Let's go with Hannah.
Hannah.
Hey.
Hannah, this week, man, you're picking all the ones that I was like, I think I can get away with that.
Oh, great. Great.
Thanks for the warning.
Your youngest daughter here is starting to climb.
Annie Jungle Gym, if you want to tune into the live stream. All right, this week marked the 32nd anniversary of, essentially, the end of one celebrity's career for very publicly embarrassing reasons. I'm going to play a portion of the theme song of his famous show. That's all you get. That is the beginning of the theme song of which show that ended 32 years, basically, this week.
Can you read isn't my question, but can you read the first part of that again?
Yeah. This week marked the 32nd anniversary of essentially the end of one celebrity's career for very publicly embarrassing reasons. This was the show that he was on at the time.
It kind of feels like this show. Is this about us?
It can be.
Is this how we publicly embarrassingly end our
I don't
show?
think this is. Once you know the answer, you're not going to want to be publicly embarrassed this way.
Doing the math, I'm glad I picked Hannah because this is older than her.
Yeah,
That
I
is
don't
correct.
even know what theme song is this from?
Yeah,
is that
what
I'm
show
asking?
or the celebrity? You could tell either one because they're very similar in
Molly,
in
do you know?
title.
Yeah.
Do you want to confer with Hannah?
This is wrong. The Wiggles?
The Wiggles. The Wiggles publicly outed 32 years ago today.
I'm going to disagree.
Good choice.
Yeah, the correct answer is...
Oh, man.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Paul Rubens and Pee-wee's Playhouse.
I've never even heard of that.
Oh.
Oh, of course.
Man, maybe the Pee-wee's Big Adventure could be the litmus test.
We have a whole bunch of kids behind us laughing at the idea that there could be a show called Pee-wee's Playhouse. All right, it's Terry's turn.
Oh. I will take number 16.
Number 16.
Did we establish that you still only need 3 letters in a row for a
3 in a
tic-tac-toe?
row. Okay. And who's answering this question, Terry?
Annie.
Yeah, Terry.
Annie, 83
Thank
years
you for
ago.
the one person who clapped over there. I appreciate that. I don't even think it was my kid.
No, it wasn't. It was mine. 83 years ago today,
Yeah.
a cultural icon made his screen debut in a short called Wild Hair. This character was based on Clark Gable, of all people, and voiced by Mel Blanc. Who was it?
I don't even understand the words in the sentence. What? Say again, please.
83 years ago today.
83 years ago
And I
today.
mean today. A cultural icon made his screen debut in a short called Wild Hair. This character was based on Clark Gable, of all people, and voiced by Mel Blanc.
Is the person's named Mel Blanc, or am I filling in the blank, or am I guessing the
You're
character?
telling me who the character is.
Is the guy's
that was
name
voiced
really
by
Mel Blanc?
Blanc.
Okay, that's where I got
Yeah.
confused.
Not Mel fill in the blank.
Well, I didn't know.
His name
No,
was
no.
Mel Blanc.
Gosh, it could
Yeah.
be Bugs Bunny. It could also be Oswald. But it could also be...
Oswald like grassy knoll?
Yeah.
I'd go away from that route.
Okay. Guess that's not the right answer. I'm going to guess Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. Terry, agree or
Isn't
disagree?
Oswald the name of a rabbit?
How much does Bugs Bunny look like Clark Gable? I'm gonna.
It's just a baby running around in the room right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna.
I'm sorry. I'm
Agree.
guessing. Yeah.
You're going to agree? That's correct.
Yeah!
That's a good move.
High five, Terry.
That was Bugs Bunny, correct. Yes.
This is Oswald the rabbit.
I have never heard of Oswald.
I'm not sure I know Oswald the
It's
Rabbit.
the genesis of Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
It's originally created by Walt Disney, and he lost the copyright to it.
Now,
so
the
we had
Peanut Gallery's going crazy over that.
Oh, wow.
Kids are going wild.
All right, let's do one more before we go to a break.
All right.
Ooh, there's 2 R's in a row.
I know. I pick 8.
8.
Did we
I have to
determine
block
what
you.
happens if
I think it just goes to the next person.
to answer?
Just automatically goes to the person that would be next up.
Okay.
Okay.
These are hard questions.
I told you this week, I decided I'm going to do hard one, and then I found out, it's our spouses. What number did you pick? 8?
I picked 8. Yeah.
Okay, 8, and who's answering?
I'm gonna have Brad answer.
Okay.
All right, Brad, here we go. Sinead O'Connor died this week, and we all found out her biggest hit, Nothing Compares to You, was written by Prince.
Yes, we know.
We now know that.
Sorry.
We apologize for not knowing that as we were talking about
Did
it.
not know that I was going to have to talk about Sinead O'Connor that day.
No. We didn't have it on our show
Nor
sheet.
did I know anything about the song other than
That it
wildly
existed.
popular.
Yeah, in 1990.
That's the end of it.
I'm going to give you 2 80s songs. I want you to tell me which one of these was written by Prince. Here's the first one. Okay, that's the first one. Here's your second one.
There's some. Ooh.
One of those 2 songs was written by Prince. One was not.
Man.
Tell me which one it was.
Man, I'm leaning Lionel Richie on this one. So Lionel Richie's All Night Long was written by Prince.
Agree or disagree?
I am not confident, but I am going to. I'm going to agree and maybe regret it.
She's covered her bases.
You are going to regret it because it was Manic Monday,
Really?
written by Prince.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Lionel
That's
Richie
so
wrote
weird.
his own music. So There you go. But it goes to Jared, so it's still a block either way. It still
For
worked.
the block.
Yeah.
It was a team block.
So there you go.
All right, let's take a quick break. We've got 5 questions off the board. We got 11 to go, and we're going to breeze through them. When we come back here, we have Brad's wife, Ryan's wife, and my husband in studio, and all of the kids. Now might be the time to join us on the YouTube Live if you want to see the chaos, especially, I don't know what's going to happen in this commercial break. Join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. We'll be back to finish X's and O's Spouses Edition when we come back.
Come on and find it. Help with it, baby, 'cause you're finding your mind.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Jen Teskey with Remax Alliance is there to help navigate you through that purchasing experience when you're looking to buy a home on the Illinois side of the river. The converse, if you're looking to sell, nobody better than Jen Teskey with Remax Alliance. She has a team and a staff that helps you every step along the way. You've always got somebody there working, advocating, helping you negotiate, helping you to prepare for a strong sale in a timely fashion. When you reach out to 618-541-1010, you are getting Jen Teskey. You are getting the team that Jen Teskey has there, Remax Alliance. She gives you that big sister treatment. That's Molly. She's a huge fan of Jen Teskey also. She gives you that big sister treatment from the beginning to the end of the process, and that means that you're going to get honesty, integrity, and transparency, helping you make the right decisions for your family. It's what matters, and Jen Teskey understands this. As stressful as a realty transaction might be, you alleviate those stresses when you work with the Remax Alliance team and Jen Teskey. 618-541-1010. That's 618-541-1010.
Being a baseball play-by-play broadcaster demands a blend of learned mechanics, intense preparation, and a calm sense of entertainment. How hard is it to do this job? Let's talk to the ones who do it. This is Matt Spiegel. My new podcast, The PBP, Voices of Baseball, will bring those conversations to you as the best working and former broadcasters tell you why and how they do it. New episodes come every Thursday all summer long. Follow The PBP, Voices of Baseball, on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately, helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-987-6122. 800-987-6122. 800-987-6122.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan, president of McKelvey Homes. Founded in 1898, McKelvey Homes is celebrating 125 years with our inventory home sale. Get $12,500 off of all our market homes. Move in quick. Lock in your interest rate and get all the popular features and colors selected by design professionals. And for every home sold, McKelvey Homes will donate $1,898 to Dravet Syndrome Foundation. Visit McKelveyHomes.com.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but AMCO to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
AA. SCO.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-922-1284. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-922-1284. 800-922-1284. 800-922-1284.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. If you haven't had your AC system check, you're spending more money than you need to this summer to stay cool. Schedule your AC system check for as little as $15 a month. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Keeping you connected and aware.
In the world, the country, and the community.
And offering more ways than ever to listen conveniently. Tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 FM Talk or download the Odyssey app. The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
It's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I want to marry you. Is it the look in your eyes, or is it this dancing juice? Who cares, baby? I think I want to marry you. Well, I know this little chapel on the boulevard we can go.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. This is a studio of great proportions right now. Did we count 14 people in here right now?
14 people, although a couple have left the studio for either a bathroom break, I don't know really what. I know that during the break that the kids discovered that fart noises are really funny.
I'm pretty sure
they're
they
right.
I'm pretty sure they didn't discover that
They're
on the
not
break.
wrong.
At least I can confirm in my household they've been funny for quite some time. Anybody want to comment on that? And he shakes his
They just
head
waved
no.
their. In the break, they're making fart noises. This time, they just raised their hand, like, "Yes,
Right.
I agree."
Yeah. Well, we've got. I'm just gonna let you set it up, Brian. Get people up to speed on what's going on in here, and you can join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel if you want to take part and watch.
All
and
right,
comment.
this is mega X's and O's because there are 3 contestants. Those 3 contestants are our spouses. Mrs. Wiggins, Mrs. Range, and Mr. Fry are all competing against each other today. We do have Brad Range and Hannah Gibbs and Annie Frey as our experts. And right now, no clear winner. Still a lot of squares to determine because we have a mega board. That's why it's mega X's and O's, because we have 16 squares instead of 9 to make sure that we have plenty of opportunities for tic-tac-toes, which are still just 3 squares across. All right, whose turn is it? I think it's Jared's, isn't it?
I think so.
Okay, Jared.
You can't nod on the radio.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. You have to say hi.
Okay, I'm going to go with 14 then.
All right, 14. And who is your expert?
Annie.
Yeah.
Oh,
high
I-
five. Team Fry. I hope we don't screw this
All
up.
right. All right.
I kind of hope you do.
I bet you do.
Number 14, Annie, I'm going to play for you a clip from Fox News' Jonathan Turley with a name bleeped out.
Okay.
I want you to tell me whose name is in the clip that's bleeped out.
The judge just raised the one charge that the White House most fears, which is the chance that was a foreign agent. And if he was a foreign agent, the question is foreign agent for who and for what purpose?
Okay.
I have to guess the name.
You have to guess the name that he's talking about. I can play it one more time if you want.
It's got to be Hunter Biden. It's not Joe Biden. It's got to be Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden.
I 100% agree. I think that was yesterday morning.
That is correct.
Yay!
That is incredible if you happen to see Fox News when that was on.
You don't know what it's like to live in my house. It's really sad, right?
Of course. Yeah. All right. We do have some fart noises now. I don't know if that's coming through the mic, but it is definitely coming through
Brian,
my
we told you
brain.
to stop doing that in the studio.
Yeah. They're not. Yeah, they're noises because they're real. With that, Terry Range.
That was a great segue.
It's a segue.
I'm gonna go to. I'm just gonna go to number 1. I think.
Number 1. What?
I like lost my voice. Top left.
Top left.
Thank you.
And
Wait,
I picked Hannah.
where is number 1? Hannah, help!
There's so many squares.
All right, top left. There it is. All right, who's answering?
Hannah.
This week, Tucker Carlson reemerged in a wide-ranging interview. Here's a clip.
Do you think that we
50 Cent.
overplay the role of racial conflict in American life?
Yes. I think race, it takes up too much space.
Who's he talking to?
50 Cent.
50 Cent. Terry, agree or disagree?
I agree.
That is incorrect.
No.
What?
It is.
Oh, wait.
Ice Cube.
Well, I
Well,
was gonna say, is it just automatically go to Katie?
Yeah.
it does. It automatically goes to Katie. Yeah.
It was
It was Ice Cube. Yes, Sinjin.
There's already 3 in a row.
Oh, there's 3 in a row. Do we have a tic-tac-toe?
We do.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
We do have a 3 in a row. Thank you for pointing that out. So we have a tic-tac-toe already.
Fries get 1 point.
All right, 1 point on the board. And now, Katie, a chance to extend your, well, not lead, but you have something going there.
I am going to select 9.
9. And who is answering?
Who should answer? You know the question.
You can help.
Whoa.
You can help her pick out.
This one is not specific to anyone. So you could pick, I think anybody would be equally valid for this.
Brad let me down before.
Yeah.
So I'm not going with Brad.
I don't know
Okay.
80s music. Leave me alone.
Well, shame on you. I am going to pick. I'm going to pick Annie.
Okay, Mrs. Wiggins picks Mrs. Frey.
Let's go.
For the month of July, Sound of Freedom was the 3rd highest grossing movie at the box office, domestically anyway. Name a movie that has outgrossed it in July. There are 2.
Outgross like you.
Either way.
Okay.
Yeah. One is a little more subjective than the other, so I might
Barbie.
have tough
Gross.
time picking that one.
No, I'd have an easier time picking that one.
There are 2 movies that have outgrossed.
Well, I think the
Sound
2
of Freedom
movies
in
would
July.
be Oppenheimer and Barbie because Barbieheimer was a big blockbuster weekend. So I'm going to just go ahead and pick Oppenheimer because I do not choose Barbie.
I agree.
That is unfortunately incorrect.
What?
It is. Yeah, Oppenheimer slightly lower as of yesterday.
No.
Barbie did beat it, though.
Dang it. Oh, no.
Indiana Jones also was number 2, and I mean barely.
I was
man.
going to say, oh, man.
Yeah,
Katie, I'm
Oppenheimer
sorry.
and
You know
Mission
what? I
Impossible
forgive
both were slightly lower. They came out later in the month.
I did not. I was wrong.
I
Shut up!
100% thought
Silly woman.
I'm so sorry.
it's okay.
I
Which
screwed
number
up.
did you pick?
Yeah.
It was
9.
Number 9.
Number 9 goes to the Fs.
Ooh, that looks good for the fries, though.
Oh no.
Oh!
I did not do that.
Oh, I see.
No.
I see.
That seemed obvious to me.
Yeah, it seems obvious to everybody else now, too, what you were doing.
I didn't do that. I wouldn't do that to Katie. I told her I was going to help her cheat. I still am.
She said she was going to cheat. She didn't say it was going to help you.
Yeah.
Well,
Man.
Yeah, you coming out and saying that you were going to cheat does not help your reputation in this matter.
I'm not worried about my reputation. I'm worried about making Katie feel comfortable, and I screwed it up.
Jared Fry, with all the momentum in the world.
In light of current events, I'm going to go with number 10.
Yep, number 10. Man, Annie is just so devious. That's the problem.
Knock it off! I didn't do it on purpose.
Who would you like to pick to answer this question, Jared?
I'm going to go with Hannah.
Hannah.
Okay, that chant didn't go anywhere.
I just.
I was looking at the live stream.
Yeah, I have a lot of pictures that I got printed. I'm going to start showing them to the cameras while we're doing this.
We need a big applause for Hannah, kids.
Thank you. Charlie, I'm taking personal offense to that.
Thank you. 3 of the 4 kids clapped very loud for you. All right, what number was this again? 10. Mick Jagger just celebrated a milestone birthday this week. It's a big one because it ends in a 0. The lead singer of the Rolling Stones is how old?
80.
100.
The answer is 140.
No.
80, I'm
Is this
saying.
a dog years question?
80.
I'm going to agree with Hannah.
You are both correct.
Woohoo!
Jared's running away with this thing.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, Annie.
Look how serious Ryan Wiggins
I
is.
love you, Annie.
I love you too.
Terry,
What's
why don't
on
you
his
go
shoulder?
next?
I am going to pick number 3.
Number 3. Who's answering?
Brad.
Okay.
Brad?
Can I show them this picture?
It's already out there, isn't it?
Katie,
Yeah,
can
You're
I?
asking as if you didn't already post it
100%.
online.
I'm not going to ask you any more questions. I'm asking Mrs. Wiggins, who's standing right next. This is good.
Absolutely.
All right, you're going to need to. I have a
great.
I have a stack of Wiggins pictures here that I'm. Just get on the YouTube live. You've got a few seconds to do it. Andy,
They're
for YouTube.
cute.
Yes, they
Brad,
are.
Elon Musk, I'm always cute though. Elon Musk weighed in on a particular U.S. politician's age this week, saying, quote, "We need a constitutional amendment. This is insane." Presumably, he was talking about age restrictions. He didn't really clarify, but which politician was he referring to when he said the U.S. needed an amendment?
I am going to go with, I feel like the obvious answer would be Mitch McConnell, but I'm going to go with Dianne Feinstein because somebody told her to vote.
How to vote.
How to vote, yeah.
While she was supposed to be voting.
Yeah.
Well, I think she was supposed to give remarks, and she just kind of sat there, and they go, "Just say yes." Aye. All right,
Dianne
Terry.
Feinstein.
Well, it's sad state of affairs that it could be any one of a few people.
Yes, it
this
could.
Past week.
Yeah.
I will agree with Brad.
Incorrect goes to the Wigginses.
Oh, man.
It was Mitch McConnell.
It was.
Your first instinct was correct. Yeah. All right, W.
Okay, 2. I'm going to go with Hannah.
Do not take that home.
Don't let
Do not make
me
that a
down.
thing.
Okay, number 2. This would be
Did you say we
a
talked
tic-tac-toe.
one day we did Ask Me Anything and we asked if there were pet names. And you said your pet name for your wife was
I don't know. Tell me. What do I think I
no.
call you Hun.
No, you said something like it was wife or woman or
Oh, yeah.
Woman?
It was woman.
Yeah.
But yours was wife?
Wife.
Yeah. That was the consensus.
Yeah.
Ryan says woman
Yeah, woman.
and you say wife. And those are the pet names. Now it's going to be changed from that to
Sorry.
W.
That'd be great.
Stands for woman.
I mean, yeah.
Hey
Last
there.
name
wife.
Sorry.
Wow.
I'm going to add to this context while Jared is standing right next to me. I realize that he does use pet names for me. He calls me dear when it's actually in a subtext of probably a different word that he's not allowed to say.
It's when you're
It's like-
frozen. He's actually saying deer in the
No,
headlights.
it's like, it's okay, dear, which means it's okay, crazy woman. Yeah, it's true. It's true, isn't it?
I think she called me out on that when we were driving somewhere the other day.
Yeah, it's fine, dear. It's not a pet name.
Ooh.
It's a shut up, silly woman name.
All right, woman. Who did you pick to answer this question?
I'm picking Hannah.
Okay, Hannah. This is one where I thought I am getting low on material because we got 16 squares.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
The Federal Reserve raised interest rates this week. How much?
I know the answer to the question.
0.25.
0.25.
That's correct.
That would be a quarter point, and that is correct.
Look at Hannah go.
Yeah, good job.
Look.
Yes, that's a
Hey.
W for the W's.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Hannah.
A dub.
Yeah, we got a game. We got a game here. The Fries are leading still with 2 tic-tac-toes, but now the W's are on the board. All right. Not that I'm rooting for anybody in particular. Jared?
I'm going to pick
Can you-
square 7.
Can you do a can if you have 4 across, is that 2 tic-tac-toes?
I guess it is.
It would have to be,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still going to go with square 7.
Okay. And who's answering?
Annie.
Yeah.
Annie. Earlier this week, LeBron James' 18-year-old son suffered a cardiac incident.
I'm not laughing at that.
He is now out of the hospital, and reports are that he's recovering. Now you can laugh because everything's okay.
I'm laughing at the live stream because your stupid picture's up there.
Question, what is LeBron's son's name?
I have to answer it?
Yep.
Bronny.
Okay.
I'll agree with that.
Yep, that's fine. That's his nickname, Bronny. He's LeBron James Jr. Bronny. All right, F gets the square.
F.
Did we add a tic-tac-toe there? No, we didn't, did we?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. Still a game. Back to Mrs. Range.
I have no way to get a tic-tac-toe. So
Yeah, you're kind of locked
You
in
can
there,
play
aren't you?
spoiler.
I am going to block one of Jared's possibilities.
I think so.
Yes.
I'll
do
take
it.
number 15.
Oh, 15. Okay, 15. Who's answering?
I'll go Brad again.
Okay.
Brad, after hitting the Cubs' Ian Happ in yesterday's game, the Cardinals' Miles Michaelis was ejected from the game.
This is kind of meta.
It was the first inning. Michaelis has pitched for the Cardinals, the Padres, and the Rangers. And, Brad, in what foreign country from 2015 to 17?
That would be Japan.
I agree.
No, yeah, you're right. Yep. Brad got that question like, yeah, great. This is going to be a cakewalk. Mrs. Wiggins, back to you.
Number 4.
Number 4. I don't know what's. I'm trying to host a game show here, and
You're
there's
doing a
something
great
else
job.
going on.
I'm not.
Who's your expert, Mrs. Wiggins?
I am going to pick Annie again.
Okay. This is
Okay,
my
so
last
you
chance.
This is 6 for Annie.
All right, Katie, I'm on your team
Got
now.
it.
All
I got
right, Annie. He's from Missouri.
Ryan
He-
Wiggins. You're not from
That's not.
Oh, gosh.
He ran for
That's
president.
so creepy.
He's from Missouri, and he ran for president in both 1988 and 2004 and failed in both attempts. Are you even listening?
Mostly.
And while he's not an elected official anymore, he is still involved in politics, attempting to stop a third-party run this year to save democracy.
We're always saving democracy by telling people who they're not allowed to vote for.
Yes.
What?
Here's what he had to say on PBS NewsHour this week.
This democracy is fragile. It's always fragile. It can collapse. We can lose our ability to have elections. There are millions of Americans now who believe the 2020 election was stolen. Donald Trump is still asserting that it was stolen.
Annie, who is speaking?
Albert Pujols.
Albert Pujols. He's going to hit some dingers.
From Missouri.
And he's going to stop a third-party run.
He went to high school in Missouri, didn't he?
Kansas City, I think.
Missouri?
Yeah, it's
I
clear.
believe.
I mean,
That's
glad you're backing this up with facts.
100% no.
Oh, no, you disagree with me?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Annie.
no.
You're trying to thwart the 4 W's across.
Oh.
Annie was wrong. She didn't even know
I'm
it either.
so sorry. I got to find more pictures of Ryan Wiggins like this one.
Oh,
One,
man.
2. Yeah, you're right. I think it's a tie game.
Look at that hyperextension.
It's a tie game. We're going to keep going. We're going to finish this out. We got 2 squares left.
He's holding up.
Jared
the
Frey.
Come on, Jared.
It's down to this.
Number 13, please.
Number 13.
Hannah.
Now this
Okay.
could be the game with this square.
Okay.
Jared.
All right. Are the Cardinals selling at the trade
Oh,
deadline?
jeez.
That's not it.
Apparently.
Oh, that's not the end. Sorry.
Apparently the
Of course I get a sports question.
I'm sorry.
yes or no, Hannah?
I would be tripped up right there.
Apparently the LA Dodgers are openly campaigning for the Cardinals to trade them one of their marquee names.
Wouldn't it be awesome if it was up to Hannah?
Even though Mozeliak said he's not available. Which player are the Dodgers, or at least the LA media, hoping the Cardinals trade to them? Albert Pujols.
No. Walker?
Oh, by the way, the last
Jordan
one,
Walker?
The last one was Dick Gephardt,
Hey.
by the way. Yeah.
That's a player.
He's a player. I'm proud of you.
I know.
Especially when you wore this reindeer costume.
Jared?
So she said Jordan Walker.
Yes.
I'm going to disagree. I'm pretty sure they're looking for Nolan Arenado.
You are, in fact, correct. And you may have just locked this game up, in fact, too. All right, one more square. Terry Range, you can decide it.
I think I will pick number 5.
Number
And
5.
I'll pick.
I'm all that's left.
Okay, Brad.
So that's how it worked. When
All
we
right,
got
we need
married,
the
too.
studio audience to cheer for one more time here. Yeah, for Brad.
Is Molly still here?
We don't know.
Okay.
This is number 5. Brad, it's sound AI, so you have stumbled into sound. This is a real clip from the week. I'm going to play it, but it won't sound like the person saying it. Tell me who said this.
I said I'd cure cancer and they looked at me like, why cancer? Because no one thinks we can. That's why, and we can. We ended cancer as we know it.
Let me just be real clear here. What this quote was I said I'd cure cancer, and they looked at me like, why cancer? Because nobody thinks we can, that's why. And we can. We ended cancer as we know it.
Yeah.
This man single-handedly cured cancer.
Not a joke.
Not a joke.
No, I'm serious. Joe Biden.
It was a bonehead idea.
It was definitely Joe Biden that said that.
Here's who really said it.
I said I'd cure cancer. They looked at me like, why cancer? Because no one thinks we can. That's why, and we can.
Truth over facts.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to the entire world that you didn't know that cancer had been cured, but there you go. You found it out here on the Annie Frey Show. Winner of the show, winner of X's and O's, mega X's and O's. It is, in fact, the Frey family.
Yay! Good game, though. Is that everything? Awesome. Good job.
That's
Good-
it.
Good photos. You guys did well. Thank you so much. Enjoy your flowers. Thanks, Ryan, for getting all those for us. We appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're
a
welcome.
giver.
Yeah, that's what I do. I give. And I don't stop.
W. Can I call you W?
If you want to.
Or is that a sacred thing here?
That's something we do at home. It would be a little weird to bring it to work.
Well, you're the one who started it. So thank you all for coming in here. And also thank you guys for supporting us. And this is what we do for a living. In case you needed the up close and personal view, yes, this is in fact your kids. You want to send them out? Yay.
Yay.
Yay. Thanks for being here. Oh, they're leaving. We'll be back with the results to the YouTube live chat poll when we return. Is it Trump versus Biden in the 2024 presidential election? Yes or no? Join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel and vote in the live chat. Back in a minute.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
So what you wanna do? Let's just
Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood Parkway, Suite 310, Town and Country, Missouri, 63017. CordellCordell.com.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Need a break from the sound bites and the talking heads? Do you want information you can actually use? Information that'll change your life for the better? Then listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
IMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrict see website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, is 95% cheaper, and you can get it online? Just go to for.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands to treat ED at up to 95% off. That's right, the same active ingredient as the brand name for 95% less. It's the same ED medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/radio. That's forhims.com/radio for your free online visit. forhims.com/radio.
Hey, a little tease for what's coming up next. We have no idea. It is 2:50. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Attorney General of the great state of Missouri, Andrew Bailey.
I want Missouri to be the safest state in the nation for children. I believe that safer streets equal prosperous communities, and we're going to continue to fight to protect Missourians.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis is home for conservative...
Don't be afraid of your freedom!
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show.
I said I'm free, do what I want, any old time. I say love me, hold me, love me, hold me, 'cause I'm free.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. It's Friday, thank God. You ever get to the point where it's Friday and you're like, this needed to be Friday 48 hours ago? We've reached that point.
Yeah, sometimes on Monday or Tuesday, I'm like, man, is this Friday yet?
And it's not.
And it is not.
And it makes you sad.
And other times I'm like, oh, man, it's Saturday. Wish it was Friday. Because I just love hanging out with you guys and going to work. Just in case the bosses are listening.
And
I had to kinda cover
otherwise,
that.
people tell themselves. I am taking next week off for the summer vacation with my fam, and I think, Ryan, you're filling in one day. The whole crew is going to be here throughout the course of that week. We've got great guest hosts. So please come and continue to support the show. I'm going to my favorite place. I know it's not your favorite place. I'm going to refrain and work really hard to refrain from sharing photos from my vacation because it just ends up in people being really mean to me. And that's like the one thing that when I have a different stance on a lot of different things from people and they disagree with me, that's one thing. But it's just going to Disney World for my family is a special thing that we do, and we enjoy it. You guys have all been with me. I like to share it with people as well. And so I'm going to have a great time with my family. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think that compromises me as a person. I hope you don't think it compromises me as a person, but I probably won't be sharing any of that stuff while I'm gone.
Share it in the group chat and we'll just be mean to you.
I'll be jealous.
Hannah told me she's going to avoid my social media. I don't share that stuff anyway, really.
Yeah, I was actually glad to hear you said that you would be at least taking pictures, because before that, when you said you were going to take a little time off, go to your favorite place, I initially thought you meant heaven. And I was like, oh, no.
Ryan, nobody
Oh, wait,
thought
she's going to
that.
take pictures. Oh, good.
Here's a question. I want you to think about this. What happens if I die?
Are
you going to feel bad about that
next
statement?
week. No. I'm not, next week is pretty much the same.
No.
I know.
Because we got next week pretty much covered. It's after that I'm like, oh my gosh, I think
Alrighty,
it just
then.
hit me.
Yeah.
Like next Saturday,
Is that how you take over?
it would hit me and I go, oh no, what are we gonna do now?
Who has the password to the YouTube?
What do we call the show?
Yeah, the show was called the Annie Frey Show. What do we do?
This has turned really dark, and I don't like it.
She's fine. No, it's she's fine. That's what it's great to
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Taking some family, going with extended family. We're going to have a great time. I appreciate the opportunity to take time off. I did notice that I think we're the only show on 97.1 primetime that is not on vacation this week.
This week,
Yeah, this is true.
I mean,
Isn't
it
that
is
true?
empty in here. Yeah.
So
both Marks, Brian Kilmeade.
You're going to want to keep your radio station on 97.1 FM Talk all week next week. Everyone's going to be back, and there's going to be huge news. I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm prepared for a massive event to happen that would naturally take place when I am out of work and not there to cover it. I know the Devin Archer testimony is supposed to happen Monday. You're going to want to be here for that, because I think if it does in fact happen, it's going to be very big. I mean, that has the opportunity to take the Biden potential impeachment process. It's, to me, if he testifies, it's the yay or nay. Which way are we going with it? It's going to hang on what comes from that testimony.
And then once it does, the majority of America is going to start to realize, oh man, maybe this impeachment has something to it. Not just will they do it, but will I agree with it, which could happen next week.
Corroboration through the Devin Archer testimony is going to be big. You want to get to the YouTube live chat poll, Hannah, before we wrap?
Yes, today's YouTube live chat poll is asking, there's a lot going on.
It's all right.
Today's YouTube live chat poll is asking, is it Trump versus Biden in the 2024 election? Yes or no? What do you got?
I don't think it's Trump Biden.
Yeah, I'm a no.
I'm a no.
And I'm a yes.
I'm a no as well. We'll get to the results here. 223 people voted on the poll, and 69% of the people said no. It is not going to be Trump versus Biden in the 2024 presidential election, and 31% of the people say that it will be.
31 say yes. That's crazy. 2/3 of the people say this is not the way this goes.
I'm ready to put some money on it if you guys are. Let's do it.
I'll bet you coffee.
Okay. That's fine, but it has to be coffee of my choice. I don't want a regular coffee.
You're not going to win, so I'm not concerned about
I want
it.
one with cold brew on it.
Last time I bought
On
you
it?
coffee, you put 4 sugars in it and creamer before you even did
I
it.
meant cold foam, not cold brew.
I'm not even worried about it. I drink a non-fat, sugar-free vanilla latte iced in the summer, hot in the winter.
Again,
I don't know when we'll know.
what you just said, and it doesn't matter.
Scooters. Thank you for being here with us. Give us a subscription on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. I'd love to hit 1,000 subscribers very soon. We're less than 170 away. Would you be one of them? Keep it right here. The Mark Reardon Show, up next.
Mark Cox here. Before you sell your home, you should know what it's worth in today's market. Call my friend Gloria Liu. She'll tell you. With 20 plus years of experience, Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty has been successfully selling homes in your area for more money than the average agent. Gloria has multiple selling options that give you the power of how and when your home is sold. A few of Gloria's options include bringing multiple cash offers from her substantial pool of investors, a zero commission program, and don't forget Gloria's guaranteed sale program. Why can Gloria guarantee the sale of your home? Because her database of buyers is huge, and she's so confident she can sell your home, she'll put her own money where her mouth is. Call your local real estate expert today. Call Gloria Liu at